Hello and welcome to my live. Again, internet, horrible. Get bowls, Robinson, that's just defended there for no run. I'm joined by Jack from the Dibbly Dobby podcast. Welcome to the live.
Thanks for having me. Great to
You're
be
welcome.
here.
Yep, it's always good to have you on. It's going to be a very good game of cricket, I sense. It's free for 246 Australia off 100 overs. Please join. Might have to resend the link around. It's a no ball called there, actually. So.
Yes. Yep. Extra delivery there.
Yep. So it's 3 for 247 now to adjust that. Robinson to Smith, and he bowls. It's a full pitch delivery, glided down to mid on for no run. Hopefully a few guests join. Just going to make a social media notice so you can. Right, we're going to go to a quick break.
A new program every Saturday on Radio Fremantle 107.9 FM and online, where I play a variety of music from the 60s till now, including a modern music segment of the great hits from the last 10 to 15 years, a mix of music, weather, Ashes updates and music facts. Go to the archives at Radio Freo or listen live online or on 107.9 FM.
Welcome back to our live stream. I'm joined by Jack from the Dibbly Dobby podcast. Welcome. I mean, not welcome. I welcome you just before the break. Yes, that's my radio show every Saturday at 2 o'clock. So yeah, it's good. Thanks for listening. If you're listening, you, the viewer, is always good. And Jack is the expert guest. Australia are bowls. That one's short. Glided to mid off, no run. So I'm just going to get to the live chat in a moment. Again, the internet's unstable. So welcome back to Australia. Gosh, the thumbnail didn't change. It's annoying. Anyways, Jack. Just saying here, woke spells. So he's been very tired at times, but he hasn't actually got the key wickets. He bowls. That one's defended for no run. I don't know what to do.
He has. Woke's not really effective. Going for runs, and also I think his strike rate in Australia is like 97, so that's not good. So he's struggling a bit at the moment.
And they bowls. That one's cut away by Head. That'll go for 4. That's an excellent shot from Travis Head. A bit too short, and it's been picked up off the length. And it's a big boundary. 3 for 251. What an amazing innings from Labuschagne. And now, Head, can he pick up from where he started last week when he hit 100? That was a good innings. We have Wokes to Head again. That's full and defended for no run there to point. Was well glided. 3 for 251. What do you reckon are the percentages chance of each team winning at the moment? Like, what are the chances that Australia will win? What's the chance of a draw? What's the chance of England winning? In your opinion? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. Bowls. That one's short and defended for no run. What is your prediction for this game? Could you give me a prediction at the moment? Which camp would you want to be in? Australia or England?
Definitely Australia. With 7 wickets in hand, they're 251. After 100 overs, England have been out there for 101 overs now. You want to be Australia. They're in a good position here, and they are dictating terms, and they've earned that right after what we saw yesterday. So definitely Australia for me.
Cool. He bowls again. That one's defended to mid-wicket for no run this time. And it's the end of the over. 3 for 251. What I will say about the Ashes right now and right here is that
The series used to be very English dominated when it started off in the 1800s, and then there was a golden era of Australian cricket that made Australians so dominant, in fact, that now Australia have actually won the most Ashes series. And as an interesting statistic, I want you to share your favourite Ashes series in the live chat and get back to me.
All right, back on air again. Welcome back. Yeah. If you want to think about the Ashes, your predictions, share your thoughts in the live chat. We want to hear them. Robinson bowls and that one's edged a second slip and he tries to juggle it. Rory Burns and he can't properly. He's dropped the catch. Burns there. Not very lucky indeed. What do you think of that drop, Jack?
I'm just watching the replay now. Definitely an edge from Smith. Did it carry or not to Burns? Oh, it did. Yeah. Butterfingers.
Yeah.
It's not going England's way, I'm afraid. Yeah. They can't take their opportunities.
Yeah, indeed. The bowlers are making the effort, but in the field, it's not happening. He got squared up there as well. He bowls again, like Robinson, and this time there was another appeal there for the ball being caught behind, but no luck. 3 for 2, 5-1. Smith on 31. Head on 4. The partnership currently 10 runs for Australia. Share your thoughts in the live chat on your favourite Ashes series, the question I just asked you. Yeah, it's been one of those games where we just see the Aussies really having that luck in the field. You know, the English don't. They don't have the fielding that they need. They haven't taken catches. The bowler's putting in the right place. He bowls, and that one's hit to cover for no run. The bowlers will bowl a good delivery, right? But then the fielders won't field the way they're supposed to. And if the ball's going to the fielders, then the bowlers are going to their plans. So it's clearly obvious that they're not hitting their plans. And when they're hitting their plans, but they're not achieving what's required. And then all these batsmen get good innings because there's simply all the opportunity in the world to do so. Isn't that right? As I follow this delivery. Hang on. Wait for me for a moment. Robinson to Smith. And Smith is just defending to point for no run. What's your thoughts on that, Jack?
Yeah, that's what's really hurt England in this match. Excuse me. Taking their opportunities. They've got to take them because, you know, you can't give Marnus Labuschagne yesterday 2 chances and he's already made a century. All right, it wasn't a big century, but it was a century nevertheless. And you can't give opportunities to Smith or these quality players. And that's what's hurt England in these 2 test matches. And that's why they find themselves in this position, way behind in the match, with Australia absolutely dictating terms.
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing good deliveries, like that delivery there that beat Smith outside off for no run. Like, we are seeing England's bowlers bowling well, but it's just not. It's a team game cricket. Everyone in the team needs to contribute. Isn't that right?
Exactly right. Bowlers, fielders, batsmen. And at the moment for England, no one has really contributed and taken those chances, and they've looked a bit flat. And this hasn't been a great test match, as I believe drinks are being called. I think
there. It's drinks. Is it drinks called now?
Yep. Yes.
3 for 2, 51.
Yep,
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about the Aussies. It's one of those things where, you know, they didn't necessarily bat well. This is an innings that was entertaining, but it wasn't the top thing you've seen. It's not like they've actually gone and raced. They've just like, oh, well, we'll wait for the bad ball. We'll play everything on its merits. And it's like that good old... And in Adelaide, it's actually really good. You have to bat on your merits. That's what I've noticed. There was an Australia-India test match that was very slow, but in Adelaide, when you're batting on your merits, you do really, really well. You notice that?
Absolutely. That's what test match batting is all about. And we saw that from Warner and Labuschagne yesterday. They were patient. They dug in. They showed that fight and grit and mental toughness and resilience, where England have not shown that in this series. So that'll be the challenge for them when they come out to bat. But for Australia, a lot of people say it was boring cricket. It wasn't boring cricket. It was exciting cricket. I found it quite fascinating. It was enthralling. That's what test match cricket's about, you know. The game's changed definitely with T20 cricket and all that stuff. But there's still room in the game for good old-fashioned traditional test match batting. That's what we saw from Labuschagne and Warner. And look what they did. They made 95 and 103. They faced a lot of balls and they tired the England attack out because England don't have a spinner in this match. So that's why their bowlers are getting a bit tired. So it's been good from Australia. And hopefully for them, they'll kick on and get 450, 500. That's enough. Get out there later on tonight and try and get wickets and try and win this test match and go 2-0 up heading into Boxing Day.
Yeah, good points. Yeah, I would say that it's certainly, you bang on right there. And I would say also that if England are to win this game, they're going to have to field better for the rest of this session after the drinks break. We know that there's often dismissals after the drinks break. We know that England have a habit of doing that. So I guarantee you that there's that opportunity in the game. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. That's exactly right. But Australia, they'll be switching back on. Smith and Head, obviously, getting used to the conditions again, the bowlers, and just readjusting. Excuse me. So it's very important for them to, make sure that they're still there, scoring runs, and keeping the England bowlers out there. It's a hot day.
Definitely.
They've got 5 specialist bowlers. They haven't got a spinner.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the plan. That was the plan yesterday, to keep them out there for long periods of time. That's why Warner and Labuschagne batted the way they did. And that's a clear plan. Whereas England's selection, they should have played a spinner. Yeah, right. They got Joe Root, but he's not a specialist spinner.
Yeah.
And they were still 1 over short of their over rate. They bowled 89 overs out of 90, and that's still quite poor.
Yeah, definitely. Just going to interrupt you for a moment. Harry in the live chat has said that his favourite Ashes series was 2019, and he asks what mine was. I'm going to say what mine was. I'm going to say that it was actually 2017-18. What was your favourite Ashes series of all time? Or 2013?
There's a long list of Ashes series that I've loved. 2006-7, 2005, 2013-14, 2019. But for me, it had to be 2013-14. Seeing Australia win 5-0 at home. And here at the Adelaide Oval, seeing Mitchell Johnson take 7 for 40 was unbelievable bowling. Took 37 wickets in that series. So for me, that series is my favourite of all time in the Ashes.
Very cool, very cool. I enjoyed 2019 and 2017-18 from what I've seen. They were a very good series. I've watched the old highlights of all the other ones. As we're back into play now, and Wokes moved into Head and Head hit no run through the offside. Yeah, it's so hard to debate the top Ashes series of all time. It's one of those things where it's just, where do we start? It's a tough debate, isn't it? Everyone's going to say something different. I'd love to talk to some of the older people in Australia and ask them what their favourite one was, because they'll remember Greg Chappell knocking the ball around, I think. As we watch Wokes run into Head, and that's just knocked away through the offside. Head, and he will grab a couple of runs there. Excellent batting, and Australia move through very nicely to 3 for 253. So do you think that they should put on Australia-England one day as after an Ashes series? Because the last couple of Ashes series, this one and the one before, we haven't, but usually we do. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yes, you're right there. We usually do, but this summer we've changed it up with the scheduling, obviously, because we had that New Zealand series that was meant to be played early last year, and all this kicked off, and that didn't happen. So we had to reschedule it for this summer. So everything got pushed back. And probably there was no room to have ODIs and T20s against England anyway. It's just how compacted the schedule is these days. It's very, very packed. So that's why we're not seeing ODIs and T20s with England this summer. But I think probably in the next few summers, they may come back and play a few ODIs and T20s.
There you go. Wokes bowls to Head and it's hit down to mid-on for no run. Yeah, definitely good point there. So, yeah, just a quick score update. Head on 6, Smith on 31, the partnership 12 runs. So, yeah, I agree. In England, that Ashes series in 2019 finished in mid-September. you can't really play much cricket in late September, early October. You can, but it's going to probably get rained off. So is it really worth the money if it's just going to get poured down with rain? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Indeed.
That's exactly right.
Wokes bowls, and that one's left alone outside off stump for no run by head. You're absolutely right. Dot ball and good points. 1 ball left of the over. Hazak Sports said, Harry said maybe 2006 for an Ashes series. Yeah, that was a good one. Another whitewash. Australians have a habit of doing that. Let's look at Chris Woke's bowling length. And he's bowled a lot of deliveries short of the wicket. There's been a few ones he's barged in full. And when he really pitched it up, he got a dot like to his fullest lengths. Bowls again. That one's shortish and defended for no run. But I've noticed he has drawn a bit short, hasn't he, Chris Wokes? End of the over 3 for 253. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he has. And that's the problem with England bowlers all game. They've bowled short. Okay. They didn't make use with the new ball yesterday, the first one. And with the second new ball, they didn't make use of it as well. They didn't quite get it up there. You've got to get it full. Not drivable length, but get it up there full so the batsman has to make a decision whether to go forward or back. That's where you want to bowl it ideally. They've made that adjustment. Robinson has. Wokes hasn't. But he's always had a poor record in Australia.
Yep, Robertson in
Chris
again.
Wokes.
That was a length delivery that time, so it was all right. No run left alone outside off stump. That's better from them. Again, just as we were saying, but they still need to pitch up a bit more, isn't that right? The ball does move in Adelaide, is that correct?
It does. It does move around. It's moving around today. It's more seam. The one that got Labuschagne out jagged back off the seam. So it is moving around a little bit, but you need to bowl it in the right length. And England haven't done that in this test match. They've been far too short.
Definitely.
And when Australia come out to bowl, you'll see them bowl that length.
Yeah. Again, they're starting to go a bit full of this over. There's a couple of deliveries this over. They've gotten better, but it's Robinson's starting to adjust. But I think English length is a bit different to Australian length. It's sort of a different strategy you have to think about in different conditions. I think you can get away with bowling shorter in England to get wickets. Because, Simon Jones in the 2005 Ashes bowled a brilliant spell. That was mostly short of a length, but he picked up wickets. Because it's a chess game cricket. It's about trying to set the batsman up, if you know what I mean. He bowls like Robinson, and that's a fuller delivery, much better. Defender straight back down the pitch for no run. Smith on 31, Head on 6, partnership of 12 runs. Robinson 1 for 36 off 20.3. Question mark. You would say that what would, if you were bowling in England, what would you do compared to bowling in Australia?
Well, in England, you have to bowl a fuller length because the ball does move around.
Yeah, so that's
quite a lot
no
in England
excuse
with
for
the
the English
ball.
bowlers. No run there. That's a good delivery there. Yeah, exactly. No excuses. They bowl full in England doesn't mean you should drop short in Adelaide, is it?
That's right. And they got it wrong. And that's why Australia are 3 down for 253 and well in control in this match because of that. They haven't taken their opportunities. We've seen drop catches. We've seen wickets off no balls today. It doesn't look good from England, if I can say that. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
You can see their body language. It's down as expected.
Yeah, definitely.
As expected. We're just going to keep steaming in there, no matter how far behind you are in the game. But it's going to be a long mountain for England. Quite surprised at their selections in a must-win game. You don't play Mark Wood or you don't play a spinner. Yeah.
So Hazak Sport, Harry asks, who do you think is going to win the series? I'd say Australia are probably going to win the series. After this delivery, he bowls, and that's a ball that's defended there for no run. End of the over, 3 for 253. Who do you think is going to win the series, Jack?
Oh, Australia, absolutely. I think they'll win this test in Adelaide. And if they win here, it's going to be hard for England to come back. When you're 2-0 down in a series, like the Ashes, it's always hard to come back. I think not for 110 years an England team that has toured Australia have ever come back from 2-0 down. So history is against them. But Yeah, Australia to win. If they win here, it could be 5-0. Really, I don't see how England are going to come back in this series. I think they're just gone, really. And I think yesterday broke them, really, mentally.
Indeed. That knock from Labuschagne as well. That was just something. And Warner getting into the 90s, that was really tough on them. Woakes bowls, it's a full delivery. Hits it one bounce up to Woakes, backs up to him for no run there. Head on strike. Head on 6, Smith on 31. More than likely Australia, says Harry. Yeah, definitely. Harry's bang on right. He's getting into the sports. He's a couple of years younger than us, younger than me, but he's really into it, so it's awesome. So yeah, you were correct there. That's a good point. Another ball from Woakes. He's running in, and he's bowling to head. Woakes to head. That's a bit short of a length, and he squeezes it down. Again, that short length, as you say, it allows the batsman to use the ball and pick a gap, but he doesn't pick a gap there. It goes to Hamid at point, and there is no run. So they're starting to pitch it up a little bit, but am I enjoying my holidays? Yes, I am, Harry. I'm loving the school holidays. Well, sometimes it's a bit lonely when I'm sitting alone on my own, but then I've got this, which is pretty cool, the YouTube Lives. It keeps me busy, I guess. Are you on holidays, Jack? Is that how it works, or... Anyways.
Well, I don't go to school anymore. I've already finished school.
Are you in university, if you don't mind me asking?
No.
Okay. He bowls at one's edge to second slip, and the catch is dropped. Rory Burns has dropped the catch. That is a moment in the game that England needed to get a wicket, and they didn't. That was a good delivery from Woakes. It squared him up, but no luck there from England. It was a save, if anything, or maybe it bounced a bit short. That was a tough catch, actually, but England getting pushed on even more by the Aussies now, and this is more setbacks. Again, drop catches, another massive setback. Great way to start with the Ashes. Correct, Harry. Woakes again, short and cut, and an excellent save in the field. They're good at ground fielding today, England. They're good at saving the ball. They just can't take the catches. Okay, it's 3 for 254. I haven't adjusted the scoreboard. So yeah,
that's right. That catch from Burns, it didn't quite carry, actually. I didn't say it's a chance. It didn't quite carry to him. It bounced from the replays I've seen there. So the luck going in Australia's way in this match. Everything's gone with them.
Definitely. 100%. It's going to be one of those games, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's how cricket is. It's not pleasant when you're in the field for over 104 overs and you've only taken 3 wickets and you've dropped chances and opportunities. It is quite deflating. But that's Test cricket. You're just going to keep coming back and being resilient. And for England, Australia just going to keep piling on the pain. And it's the same old story for them. Yet again, the same problems as in the last 2 Ashes series when they've come. They just haven't learned. Simple as that.
For sure. So you've got 1 ball after the over, 3 for 255. Might try something out for you, Jack. You can have a look at what my streaming software looks like, if that's all right. See there? Yeah.
Yep.
Bit more exciting to look at that, I suppose. He bowls again, Woakes. That one's to hit to mid-off for no run, so it's 3 for 255. It's been a very good game of cricket from the Aussies. They've been on fire, and it's one of those things where, you know, if 1 or 2 people perform, they need to be absolutely brilliant. It needs to be a team effort, and if it's not a team effort, it needs to be, you know, someone getting 8 wickets off 2 overs. Like, that's literally cricket, especially in club cricket, because they rotate players around. But this is the Ashes. I remember in club cricket, you may notice this as well, they have a sign that says, "This is not the Ashes." It's kind of funny, isn't it? He bowls that one short and cut away. Excellent shot from Chris Woakes. Not Chris Woakes. That was a bad ball from Chris Woakes. Terrible delivery. And head hangs on, and that's 4 runs. So it's 3 for 260 at the end of the over there. And Woakes just bowling short of the wicket. I think it was a wide the previous ball, and that was cut away. He bounces on it, jumps on the length, and whacked. How good is that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think he bowled a no ball there, Wokes. So that's why we didn't quite finish his over there. And 4 runs from head. Good shot.
Definitely. The signs are funny. Harry says the signs are funny. I don't know what he means by that, but maybe you know what he means. Yeah. But anyway, England, this is just funny watching England being trounced. Smith is being fidgety. Robinson bowls. Smith defends. I love how he can just turn the bat around and defend the ball. It's just so good, isn't it, Steve Smith? What do you think? Your opinion on Smith, on his stance and the way he bats.
It's very unique. I think if anyone watched that conversation I had with Jerry Kimber on my channel, we talked about Steve Smith and why is he so different. He's just unorthodox. He's very skillful and he knows what he's doing. And it's just one of a kind player, Steve Smith. And that's why he's averaging 61 and he's probably the best since Bradman that we've had in Australia.
Yeah. Dot ball there, just so you know. Again, he's very defensive at times. He's 32. Yeah, Harry remembers the club signs that say this is not the Ashes. Indeed, he does. But 32 runs off 123 balls, Steve Smith. So he's really taking his time. He is another Bradman, as you're saying. And this is why Bradman was such a good batsman. He bowls and it's left blown outside off stump, no run. Bradman is from South Australia, correct? So that means that he'd be used to playing, and a place like Adelaide Oval is very important to be gritty. So people that are from Adelaide generally end up being quite gritty batsmen, like the really good batsmen from that area, right? They end up being very gritty batsmen that are very good. And then you get Don Bradman. What do you expect? It's Adelaide Oval. Isn't that right?
Well, Don Bradman was from New South Wales originally.
Oh, yeah. But he moved to South
He was
Australia,
born in Bowral, which is in New South Wales. And then he moved to, South Australia because of his business.
There's a couple of runs.
And he played for South.
Yep, a couple of runs for a point. You can continue speaking.
And then he played for South Australia, obviously, until he retired. So it didn't matter where he batted. Everywhere he batted, he scored runs. It didn't matter if it was the Adelaide Oval or Lords or anyway, he just scored runs for fun. Don Bradman. Doesn't matter what ground he was on.
Yeah, someone I know, who's like an adult, like a well-grown-up adult, like 60-odd. But their parents or grandparents actually watched Don Bradman play in the park during the Great Depression. So it's actually like, the impact Don Bradman had was so extensive at that time in the world. Bowls, and that one's just hit through the onside. Smith is starting to roll on, and he'll grab a couple of runs. So he's starting to go a second gear, or he's in a squeeze for 3, is he? Is that just 2? It's 3 runs, so it's 3 for 265 Australia. Smith on to 37. What do you reckon of that? Not many cricketers have that impact nowadays, do they? In the batting in the park and having all these people keeping busy after a long days at work in financial hardship, and you can go down to the park and watch Don Bradman bat in your local park. How cool is that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You don't see that anymore. Probably in India with their cricketers, you see that a lot often. With that godlike status like Sachin was in his career. Sort of like Don Bradman, where people used to flock to see him bat or at training or whatever.
Oh, it's an LBW appeal. In fact, this might roll away to the boundary off buys. It's going to be 4 buys. No, it's not. Let's see what it saves it. Yeah, definitely, mate. 100%. So 3 runs, 106 overs gone. It's 3 for 268. Yeah, 24-run partnership in this game. I know, people in Australia, we just need that one character cricketer. Sort of like a Gilly or a punter. Ricky Ponting. Those two were remembered because they were such characters, isn't that right?
Yes, they were. Obviously, you need characters in the game that people follow and admire, and obviously Marnus is one of them. Obviously, he's one of those characters. Obviously, Steve Smith the same as well.
Very cool. You know Paul Kelly, the singer? He made a song about Don Bradman. You may not know who Paul Kelly is, or you may know him. but he made a song. Do you remember Paul Kelly, the singer?
Yeah, I know him. Yep, I know Paul Kelly, the singer. Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was
And
a good
also
song.
Don Bradman had another song made in his honor back in the real old days, which was called "Our Don Bradman." Which is yes. He had a song written for him back in the day. So if you search it up on YouTube or anything, "Our Don Bradman," it's called.
Yeah, we'll play it on my radio show.
Yeah, it's a catchy tune.
Cool.
So obviously Bradman was idolized. He had songs and all that stuff written for him. Obviously, I think. Who was it? Someone sang a song with him. Obviously, Paul Kelly sang that song about him. But then someone else wrote a song about him as well. So I'm trying to remember who it was, but
Paul Kelly's awesome. He made a song about the MCG. He made a song about South Fremantle. He's just a legend, isn't he? I know this is not a music stream, but like I'm a big fan of him. A lot of different artists. There's a lot of artists that I'm fans of. Root Bowls, that one's looped up and defended for no run. You might know some of the singers I listen to. I listen to lots of music from the 60s to now. So, when I find a song about a notable cricketer, I'm like, hell yeah, better listen to this. Anyways, Root again, he bowls. That one's looped up and defended again for no run. 27-run partnership. Share your thoughts in the live chat. Root hurries for his overs soon, so we don't have time for expert opinions because it's play by play. He bowls again, Root, and that's looped up and defended for no run. 3 for 268, head 11, Smith 37, partnership 27, Root, no wicket for 37 as his figures. Australia are batting first in this game. We're in day 2. 106.3 overs done. Root bowls again. He tries to go for it, and the head gets beaten outside off stump. That's a good delivery from Root. Flighted through at 94 kilometres per hour, and it sort of just deceives him there just a little bit. And it was excellent bowling, just gripping past him. Just sort of held up in the surface, dragged it short, a little bit shorter, took the risk. Lucky Head had his back foot planted in the crease. Root to Head again, and Head just sneaks a quick run down to mid-off. Root gets in the way of Smith, and Head has to go back, and there won't be a run. All the drama that goes on in the field. 27-run partnership. These two are really grinding out here in the middle. For the amount of runs, for 27 runs, this looks like a real grind. Isn't that right?
Yes, but it's a good partnership.
Hit the point for no run. Sorry, it was a very quick over. That's the end of the over. 3 for 268. Now you can talk. Sorry.
No, that's right. It's a good partnership. They're scoring runs at a good rate, obviously. Batting is generally easier on day 2 at the Adelaide Oval once the pitch settles down a bit. So they're getting into their work, Smith and Head. But the plan is just to, score as many runs as Australia can in this first innings, get up to 450 minimum. That'll be enough, and get England in there under lights and unleash the Australian bowlers against their fragile batting.
Definitely. I just saw a graphic on the screen. Robertson's starting to pitch it up, so that's very good to see. So I think it'll make the contest a little bit more interesting. But yeah, under lights, the Aussies should be bowling. I want to see them. If they declare, I want them to declare at the end of the second session. Then the Aussies under light, the bowlers will just be on fire. But best not to damage the batsman's averages. But Smith, it's super tight at the moment. It's tight Test cricket. It's one of those games where you just can't really go after them. If the Aussies rushed this game, they would have been all out for 100. It's one of those that's the length that England are bowling. It's the type of thing where if this is this length, if they bowled this length in a T20, they would have done well. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because they would have just gone rushing and they would have gone out.
Yep.
So they need to actually make them a little bit more aggressive, the players. So they need to actually get the aggression out of them. He bowls that short, and Smith goes for the shot, and he glides it beautifully down through the backward point region for 4. He hits it over the fielder's head, and Smith is on to 41. That was a good shot. Kind of manages to keep balance there at the crease. Steve Smith Stokes the bowler, and Smith kind of jumps and opens up the face of the bat and hits it over the fielder's head. So he's got one of those things where he stays nice and balanced and composed at the crease, that he can make up a shot and sort of baseball rack the ball over kind of like that, which is actually pretty cool, if you ask me. And then this is, again, these overs taking a while to get through. So I'll ask you a question after this delivery because I'm sorry, but it's just good over. The over rate's a lot better than usual. He bowls against Stokes, and it's another short delivery. This time head gets underneath it. Yeah, the short delivery's from England. Oh, it's called a wide. It's called a wide. What do you think, Jack? England bowling, the short stuff. Do you think, is it working or is it not working? Because they're getting a mix of results. Like the bouncers I'm talking here. The bouncers. What's your opinion on Stokes' bouncers?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, obviously. That's the tactic that they've gone in with, especially yesterday with Stokes. It hasn't really worked. Warner and Labuschagne didn't really take it on, so Stokes was just wasting his energy for nothing, really. And it was quite bizarre tactics from England with a newish ball to do that. You should be pitching it up, not bowling short.
Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, exactly. You're bang on right. As we got Stokes running into Smith again, and there's a dot ball, just the previous delivery while you were speaking. Stokes runs in again, and that Smith just walks around and defends it. It's one of those players, that just moves around. Just watching him bat, he makes it look exciting. He makes a dot ball look cool. There's so many memes made out of Steve Smith and Marnus together. They're like besties. Isn't that right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're just one-of-a-kind cricketers, really. Marnus and Smithy.
Indeed. Righty go. Stokes again into Smith. Stokes bowls at short, and Smith goes on the hook, and he gets it past mid-wicket, and it goes to deep mid-wicket. So he grabs a 1 run. So Australia starting to electrify. Smith on 42, Head on 11. The partnership 33 runs off 62 balls. Hello, Direct Hit. How are you going? Thank you for watching the live stream. I'm joined by Jack. Hello. And it's a good game. Yeah, if Smith
Yes,
gets
it has
out,
been.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, we got another delivery. It's a bit frustrating. It's really hard to commentate because if we're going to miss a couple of deliveries if I don't coordinate when to ask you the questions. He bowls that short and defended for no run. There you go. You say something now.
Yeah, it's been good. I think for Australia, yeah, Marnus would be disappointed about getting out there, but they've done their job. Smith and Head trying to get in, reset, establish a partnership, and hopefully for Australia, make it 450, 500.
Yep, he bowls again. That's left line outside the leg stump for no run. 3 for 274. Let's go to a quick break.
A new program every Saturday on Radio Fremantle 107.9 FM and online, where I play a variety of music from the 60s till now, including a modern music segment of the great hits from the last 10 to 15 years, a mix of music, weather, Ashes updates and music facts. Go to the archives at Radio Freo or listen live online or on 107.9 FM.
Yep. So Smith on strike again. Root will be bowling to Smith for this next over. It'll be a good over for sure. Tune in to 107.9 this Saturday. Indeed. If you live in Perth. If you don't live in Perth, tune in online. I know that's confusing, but try and get it right. Music from the 60s to now. Anyways. Root bowling to Smith. We're in a new over. Root loops up. Smith goes for the shot. And he charges down the wicket. And the fieldsman at mid-off goes and saves. And there will only be 1 run. 3 for 275. Your thoughts on the situation at hand with the Australian cricket? How are they going to manage with Michael Neser and Joe Richardson bowling?
I think they'll do okay. Neser and Richardson, they're experienced players at state level, and they should be fine at Test level.
Cover for no run. Continue.
Yeah, they should be fine. Jai's already played 2 Test matches. Obviously, Neser, this is his first. Obviously, a few nerves for both of them coming into the Test side. Obviously, Jai for the first time in a while.
Quick single through mid-wicket there. Yep, you're definitely right about those 2 Yeah, definitely. What do you think Root needs to do with his bowling at the moment in less than 10 seconds?
Try and be accurate.
Yep. Make sure that he fires it in. Full or short? Wait, he bowls that one short and cut away. Don't bowl short. Come on. I was pulling your leg there, Jack. That's 4 runs for Steve Smith. That is excellent batting. It's 3 for 280. Smith on to 47. That was way too short. What do you make of that shot from Steve Smith?
Pretty good shot. It was a poor ball, and he played it well, Smith.
Indeed. So definitely don't bowl short. In that question I asked you, bowl full. There you go. He didn't even hit it he just hit it almost with the edge of the bat. So it's probably deliberate though. He's on 47. He's 1 hit away from the 50 if he wants to. Bowls, and that one's a better pitch delivery. That's defended for no run there, Smith. He's on 47. 3 for 280 Australia. Yep, 1 ball left to the over. I'll just follow up. Root it into Smith. Again, runs in. Loops it up, and Smith just goes down to smother the spin. 109 overs gone. 3 for 280. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the length that Root bowled in that over?
Yeah, a bit inconsistent. Some were full, some were short and wide. They could have used a specialist spinner England if they selected Leach, but obviously he went for runs in the last test. So, and England were going to go in with all seamers anyway because of the pink ball. So it's, not a good over there from Root, just a bit of a mismatch over there.
Yeah, indeed, mate. And that last over was a little bit interesting, that's for sure. So Stokes is a better bowler, do you reckon? What's your thoughts on Stokes bowling? Oh wait, it's about to bowl.
He's an okay bowler, Stokes.
Yeah, hang on. I'll wait till after delivery. He bowls that one short and pulled away, and it'll go to deep square leg, and they'll grab a single. Yeah, continue on your thoughts on Stokes.
Yeah, he's an okay bowler, Stokes. You know, he got the wicket of Warner yesterday. He can come on and make something happen. We saw him bowl some short balls. So, yeah, he's an okay bowler.
Yeah. Indeed. He's okay. He can, bang on, right? You always have a good thing to say or two. As Stokes runs into Smith again, he bowls that short. Smith goes for it. It's gone over the keeper. It'll go for 4, and that'll be his half century. Fantastic innings from Steve Smith. He has worked hard to score these runs. He has grinded, played the ball on its merits, and he gets a fantastic half century. Jack, what's your thoughts on this innings?
Typical Steve Smith innings. Really? It's had it all, top edge over Butler. He can't save that. And it raced away for 4, bring up the half century. Well played, Steve Smith. And this partnership between Head and him is 44, and it's looking good for Australia.
Definitely. I can just see a replay there now. Just over his head. And I think the batsmen are going to push Butler a bit and is going to give the keep. Smith probably knew that was did that deliberately. He knew that Butler was probably not going to catch it because he's notable for dropping it. Short again. Smith pulls away, and that's going to deep backward square leg, and they'll grab 1 run, 3 for 286. So Smith on to 52. Head on strike. He's on 13 runs. Stokes the bowler. 1 for 62 is Stokes' figures. Partnership 45 runs off 73 balls. So starting to settle up the partnership. So what do you think about the new... Wait, I don't know what to ask. I'm terrible at asking questions, so don't judge. Yeah. Stokes into head again. 3 balls left of the over. Short, and he manages to smother it down and defend it. Again, they're only bowling in the 130 thing. They're not bringing the pace up. So, Jack, do you reckon England need to bowl a bit faster, maybe? As hard as that is.
Well, it's very hard to bowl fast. You can't gain pace. That's why they could have had Mark Wood in here, but he's injury prone and they didn't want to risk it and play him back-to-back tests because of that. So, yeah, it's a bit samey. It's the same pace, and as a batsman, you can adjust to that. And it's not really hurrying the batsman.
Definitely. Stokes again. Short ball. Smith will Smith works it around the corner, and they'll grab just one run there. 3 for 287. I guess you and I, Jack, we both have ways of scoring the games. I have the online YouTube scoring that I need to do, the scorecard, as you can see, and you usually do the paper scorecard. So are you doing a paper scorecard at the moment, Jack?
No, it's all on my iPad. I do it on my iPad. Basically with the notepad, that's just basically notes I take down. So when I do reviews or summaries of the day's play on the podcast, I know what to talk about in that. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, definitely. After this ball, I need you to talk for 40 seconds, all right? It's the last ball of the over. Stokes runs into Smith, and he bowls. And that's a short ball. Smith goes for the shot, and he misses it. No run, 3 for 287. Talk to the viewers about something cricket-related now, Jack, for 40 seconds.
Well, it's been a good day. Very good day of Test match cricket. And Australia looking to pile on more pain for England. Look a bit flat after they got the wicket of Marnus. They've just seemed a bit flat. The temperature's hot. It's 37 degrees. They're out there for 110 overs. It's not going to get any easy for them in Australia. Are bossing this game.
Yep. Continue.
As Root bowls in.
Wait.
And Head defends that. No run.
Funny. Yep. I'm up there. Yep. Good work, Jack.
And Root bowls and Head drives that lofted down the ground for 4. And that is Travis Head's third boundary of this innings. The score moves to 3 for 291. Good use of the feet there from Head. Got down to the pitch from Root. Hit that straight back over his head for 4. And that's the 30th boundary of the innings. And Australia closing in on that 300 mark. Partnership now 50 with that boundary for the 4th wicket.
For sure.
Joe Root's got a lot of problems as England captain at the moment with the tactics.
Yep. It's a 50 run. Yeah, it's been a great partnership by the Aussies. Head's always known to being good. I remember his 100 last test. He's always on fire, it feels like. Not in a bad way. Bowls, loops up, and Head's been bowled to the full one from Root, and he's been knocked over. That is a brilliant delivery from Root. Flight-wise, he flighted it up. Head gets deceived by the spin, and that is a massive wicket. 4 for 291 there, Australia. Take us through that delivery, Jack. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, he was trying to go big again, Head, and unfortunately got clean bowled, and that just beaten him through the gate, and Root got the wicket. But, oh well, that's the way it goes. But Australia's still in a good position in this match.
Definitely. Yeah, so he's gone for 18. It's 4 for 291 Australia. So, yeah, it's been one of those days for England where they're starting to get back into the game, but they're not quite there yet. But again, if you can't bowl to the fielding plan, just knock the stumps over, will you? And that's exactly what Joe Root did. I think he's been toiling for a long time, Root. He's tried many different things, and finally he gets a wicket. So that's good for him. And he's very good at flying the ball up, Root. He's one of those type of players. Brilliant. It was actually...
Yeah, he's had a tough game as captain. And obviously that wicket meant a lot. Obviously, he just got smashed for 4 and then got the wicket next ball. But yeah, I think you'll see Australia looking to up the tempo a little bit now as we get towards the end of this first session into the second session. They'll be looking to increase the scoring rate and looking to press on and get to that 450 mark as quick as possible and get bowling under lights, and there'll be plenty.
And what I liked about this over was kind of a setup from Root. So he bowled a couple of ones that were kind of a little bit shorter, and then he drew one that was fuller and closer to the leg stump because it wouldn't be something that they'd expect, because they'd expect, oh, he's tired, Root, he's not going to bowl there. He's not going to be able to reach his arm over that much. And guess what? He does that. So it was a smart setup from Root. I really enjoyed seeing that, and it really tricked Steve Smith. New batsman to the crease now, Cameron Green. Let's see how he goes against Root spinners. No spoilers. I feel a wicket here. I don't know. Don't spoil it. Root runs in and bowls, and he loops it up, and it's been defended there by Cameron Green. So, he's really trying to pitch it around those stumps, and he's been quite accurate this over, Root. It's been good to see, hasn't it?
Yeah, obviously, he's the captain. It's been tough for him in this match. England have taken 2 wickets, Marnus for 103 and Travis Head for 18, but Australia's still in good position. They're nearly, 9 runs away from 300.
Yep, hit down to sort of mid-on type region there for no run. 1 ball after the over. Yeah, you're bang on right. You're always bang on right. I always say that to you. I hope you're not sick of hearing that. Haha.
Oh, no, it's all right.
Looped up, and that's hit him on the pad outside off, and there's no run, so it's the end of the over. 4 for 291. Question for the live chat.
What I will say about the Ashes right now and right here is that the series used to be very English dominated when it started off in the 1800s, and then there was a golden era of Australian cricket that made Australians so dominant, in fact, that now Australia have actually won the most Ashes series. And as an interesting statistic, I want you to share your favourite Ashes series in the live chat and get back to me.
Back on air. All right. 4 for 291 Australia. It's a good effort from the Aussies, but now Root is starting to kick back in the attack, and that was fantastic to watch. Stokes bowl, short ball. Smith works it around the corner, deep blind leg, and they will grab a single there. As Green's back on strike. Cameron Green, do you think he's going to have an innings now? Because he got out for a golden duck in the previous game. Do you think he's going to finally fire back?
Yeah, I hope so. Perfect opportunity for him. If he can play the way he did in Sydney last summer against India, where he got that 80 odd, then that'll be very handy for Australia here with Smith. Obviously, he'll be looking to get in and get set. And Australia will not rush because we're nearly to 300 and we'll take our time. We've still got plenty of time before the twilight nighttime period.
Definitely. Rightio, Stokesy runs in again to Green. Stokes to Green. Stokes bowls. That's full, and he works it around the corner, Green, and he's off the mark with not a boundary. The fielding effort there was actually decent. England have been decent on the ground at the moment, and there's 2 runs. So Green now on 2, Smith on 53, 4 for 294. The last wicket. Travis Head fell in the previous over for 18 runs. It's been a decent game, hasn't it? Stokes 1 for 66. Those bowling figures are honestly something of not the most exciting. Stokes to Green. I reckon he's going to put a shorty in here. Oh, he's bowled him! That's an absolute seed from Ben Stokes. Brilliant bowling. Knocks over the off stump. That was fantastic. Just sort of squared him up a little bit. Just jacked him for room. Green's been bowled again. They have a habit, the England bowlers, of knocking Green over for cheap scores, and he's out cheaply again. It was excellent bowling. Beat the bat. Centimetre perfect line. Centimetre perfect length, and it gets that off stump knocked over. Absolute peach. Green gone for 2. 5 for 294. Your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, good delivery. Very good delivery there from Stokes. So, England bowling a little bit better with that new ball today. Newish ball. Getting it up there and getting it full. And if you do that, we've seen with Cameron Green, you can get wickets. So Alex Carey coming in next. Home ground for him. First test here in Adelaide for him. So he'll be hoping to get a partnership with Smithy. Even though Australia 5 down for 294, we're nearly to 300. So we're nearly touching 400. If we can get up to 400, which I think we should, get up to 450, I think that'll be enough. Get out there and start bowling later on this evening. So that'll be the plan for Australia. Unfortunate for these 3 wickets to fall in this session, but that's the way it goes in cricket sometimes.
Definitely. He doesn't average much, 10.5. I sense it 400, 450 is quite a big ask for Australia. They've got Smith, but I reckon wicket's going to tumble on the other side. Smith might make 100, but I'm just saying, it's one of those games where they're probably going to hit like 400, my guess. Just looking at it right now, it's like teams in the Ashes often will make 200 and then 2 for 200, and they'll just collapse after that. It's kind of how this Ashes series has ran. I remember in 2017-18, it was a great series because England will hit 400, so it's exciting, or 450, but then Australia will make 680, so it's not a bad game. And then it's not quite a draw, and every moment, every hour of the day is used, but it doesn't quite become a draw. That's what's good about the Ashes. Stokes to Carey for Carey's first delivery. He runs in and bowls. Short delivery, ball back of a length, I'd say, and defended into the pitch for no run. First ball survived. Stokes rearing the ball in. He has that shorter one, then he has that full one on the stumps, or that length ball on the stumps that really shapes perfectly past the batsman that got green. So, he's getting better, Stokes. As long as you bowl in the right area. Glenn McGrath wasn't the fastest bowler, but he pitched it in the correct area. So I guess that was the main thing about it. Green being deceived. Again, he probably thought it was going for the leg stump, but he tricked it. Swung it away just a little bit. Stokes again to Carey, and that's back of a length and defended for no run. Next ball, Stokes needs to pitch it up. He needs to rear it in and pitch it up. Hello, Aman. Hello. Thank you for listening. It's good to see you. Wonderful. What's your thoughts, Jack, on this over by Stokes?
It's been good. Stokes getting the breakthrough there with the wicket of green. It's been a pretty good over from his point of view.
Cool. Righty-o. Ready for the final ball of the over. There's 2 dots. Carey on strike. Is he going to bowl one fuller this time, Stokes? Stokes runs in and bowls. It's shorter, actually. It's a bouncer, and it bounces over him, and there is no run. So it's 5 for 294 of 112 overs Australia. It's a good game of cricket. It's really good to see. It's just one of those games. Wickets recap. I'm going to take you through the wickets today in his innings. Robinson got Labuschagne out LBW for 103. Then Root got Head bowled for 18. So there's 2 wickets today. Well, there's 3 today. And then Ben Stokes bowled an absolute seed that deceived Cameron Green for 2. So it's been a good day of cricket so far. Excellent effort from England's bowlers. But Aussie batsmen trying their hardest to survive. So it's a good thing to see. And we're down to the next batsman is Neza now. He's known as a bit of an all-rounder, so they'll probably be all right. Then Stark, Lyon and Richardson. So we'll see. Root again. Hits the legs. It'll roll away and there'll be some byes. This is a good way to see some runs. And the chase is on for Haseeb Hameed. And could it be 1 or 2? 2 byes, I think. I don't know why it didn't count on the machine, but there you go.
It wasn't leg byes. It was a dead ball because Smith did an attempt to play the ball.
Cool.
So leg byes don't count.
Great update. Awesome. Root to Smith again, and he tries to hit it, Smith this time, and he glides it around the leg side. So delicately and beautifully there from Smith. And he'll grab 2 runs, 5 for 296. Just check the just adjust the titles a bit. Yeah. It's been. He bowls again, looped up, and that's beaten him outside leg for no run. Not beaten him. But if Smith will do well bowling a left. I mean, Root should bowl. I like watching Root bowl to left-handers. Spinners bowling to left-handers. That's my favourite thing. Like Root and Lyon bowling to lefties. As Smith defends again on the onside. Stop my screen share. Yep. Probably. I don't know what it is. Bowls again, looped up and defended for no run. So it's been a good game so far. I'm gonna flick on. Oh wait, I can't because of OBS. Sorry, I was gonna put on a video for you, Jack. Bowls again. That one's left alone on the outside leg stump for no run. We have 3 live viewers. 113 overs gone, 5 for 296. 8 minutes left till lunch. Do you think they'll squeeze in 3 overs or only 2?
Probably 2, maybe. Depends how quickly they can get through these next few overs, but got a few minutes before tea. So yeah, maybe a couple of overs. See how Carey and Smith play it. Obviously take their time and probably make it only 2 overs before tea.
Yeah. And stay tuned, viewers, for the lunch break as well, because we will be having a classic video of me explaining the different cricket formats. And then Jack and I will take you through the Big Bash and Pakistan versus West Indies series. So that's lunch for you. Very, very exciting. Stoke runs in and bowls, and that's left alone outside off stump for no run by Carey. Hello, Innocent Beast. Welcome to the live stream. Jack, what's your take on the Aussies and the way they've been playing today? Do you think they could get away with being a little bit more aggressive, or do you think they're going to be more defensive?
I think they'll just bat for time now. I think they won't do anything rash before tea, obviously. And then after tea, they'll be looking to press on a bit because we're 5 for 296. We're nearly approaching 300. So definitely the total will be around about, that target will be around about 400. Anything 400 plus up towards 450 for Australia is good. And then get bowling to England tonight. So that's the plan. So they'll be looking to be positive, but also defensive at the same time.
Very cool. Yeah, you've got to be like that. Innocent Beast says Smith's going to score a ton today, just making sure that he'll get a lead of 450. Do you think Smith's going to score a ton today?
Well, you can back Steve Smith for anything. Yeah, I think he will. He's that sort of a cricketer.
Cool. Stokes in again. He's running into Carey. And he bowls for the 3rd ball of the over. Short ball goes for the hook. Carey, and he's going to get it. Past square leg, 4 runs. 300 up for Australia. Excellent batting from Alex Carey. He picked up the length and he goes back. That was brilliant to watch. Excellent shot. Too short, put away. And he's off the mark with a boundary. How good is that? Take us through that shot, Jack.
Very good shot from Carey. Played it well, played it along the ground, which was the key there. Didn't really hit it up in the air. So very good shot from Alex Carey.
Definitely. And Stokes will be frustrated by that. 300 runs for Australia, so they've passed the 300 mark, which is good. So it's not a one-day match. You need to make more than 300. Bowl short, wide, sort of, and kneaded down to broad for no run. And Stokes is on the floor, and he gets back up again. So for a second, I thought something was wrong. He's gotten back up, and I think he's all right. Can you update on that? Do you think Stokes is all right?
Yeah, he's fine. He just slipped over.
Yep.
Just the spikes didn't quite go into the pitch and he just fell over. So he's okay.
The English bowlers at the moment might be struggling a little bit in the Adelaide heat. It's 37 degrees. Are you struggling, Jack? Have you got air conditioning, so you're all right?
I've got air conditioning, so I'm okay. I'm nice and cool.
Nice.
But it is a very hot day today here in Adelaide.
Yeah. Stokes again, and there's a quick single. He squeezes a quick single on the onside there, Carey. So it's 3 for 101. Yeah. In Perth, it's only 21 degrees, which is a bit weird. It's not weird. It's been like that for the last week, but it's very nice. It's not hot. Don't need any aircon. Just chilling. So yeah,
it's a shame that we're not having a test match in Perth this year, but oh well, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Oh well, the England players are gonna love Hobart's conditions. It's gonna be cold and wet and rainy, and they're gonna love it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. England will like bowling at Hobart. I think it suits them more better than here in Adelaide, to be honest.
18 degrees, they'll love it so much. They'll be in love with it.
Mm.
All right, Innocent B says, so a bowler can be allowed to bowl 3 fiery bounces in an over, just like Stokes. That field was set perfectly for a trap. Interesting point there, Innocent Beast. Very interesting. Hopefully the last ball will be over. Always a double bluff, we know that. Yeah, potentially. Stokes runs into Smith. He pitches up to Smith and he hits it down to Gully for no run. 114 overs gone. 5 for 301. Yeah, the interesting point you made. The bouncers from Stoke, what would you say? Like, there's definitely a setup. You've got the fielders out on the hook. What do you reckon, Jack? Setup?
Yeah. They're looking to target Steve Smith with the short ball, and that's been the tactic from teams ever since he got hit by Jofra Archer at Lords. They've always gone in with that tactic. To get Steve Smith out, you need to get him out unorthodoxly. Because he's an unorthodox player. You need to get him out unorthodox ways. So England are trying everything, but he's just so good. And, it's another typical Steve Smith innings. 55 of 146 balls. Yep. He's making run scoring look easy.
Yep. 1 over left until lunch, probably. Joe Root's going to take it. They obviously got Joe Root, the captain himself, is going to try and hopefully speed through this over and try and get it done so they can squeeze in another one. Root to Carey, bowls. He goes for the sweep, Carey, an interesting placement, but he gets it to Hasib Hamid at mid-wicket for no run. And Hamid has had a mixed performance on the field, I would say, today. Yep.
Yeah, he has. The England fielders, it hasn't been a great day for them thus far. 114 overs, this is the 115th, probably the last before tea, and hasn't been a good day.
Definitely. You're definitely not for England. Yep. Root again to Carey. Bowls. Looped up. Carey hits to point for no run. Innocent Beast in the live chat. Just imagine Zamps getting some decent turn on the day 5 Adelaide pitch. Never seen a leggy because Gary is the best offie. Interesting point. Righty-o. Root again. Looped up and he hits it back into the pitch there for no run. Alex Carey. 3 balls left to the over. He needs to hurry through this route, otherwise we'll be going straight into lunch. And stay tuned for the lunch break because it's going to be a lunch show. I'll explain the different cricket formats to start. Bowls, and that one's defended for no run. The classic analog TV video. And then Jack and I will have a chat. You know the drill. All right. After the last ball of the over, we'll get into it. So dig into it. And it's funny because I find that I made one mistake at bowls, and that one's defended for no. Like a quick single, actually. Just a quick single, and it's 5 of 302. A directed at the stumps, nothing. Doesn't get hit. No wicket, no nothing. It's just the last ball before lunch. Yeah, so 5 of 302.
1 minute left, so this could be the last ball.
Yep. I can't wait. Root to Smith. Final ball. I hope he might go. Is he going to go for a boundary? Is he just going to survive? I wonder what he's going to do. The fielders are taking a while, but we'll get to it. Innocent Beast says, thanks, Ethan. You guys are going to resume this stream after lunch. No, the stream's going to continue through lunch. We're going to put on a lunch break show, and it's going to continue after lunch till 5 o'clock. But please stay for the lunch break. Bowls, defended, no run. It's 5 of 302 Australia. Yeah, we're continuing through the lunch break. Even if there is a lunch break, the stream continues, so don't worry about that. Innocent Beast. Is that the end of it, the session? I'm not sure. Is it?
No, we're going to get one more in.
One more over in? That's good.
Yeah.
One more over in. 5 of 300.
The umpire was in position at the bowler's end before it ticked over 4:30 local time. So one more over.
Cool. I think my computer restart issue is stemmed from there's some form of Windows 11 upgrade that I don't know much about. Anyways. Stokes to Carey. That'll be this over. Stokes is going to run and pound it in. He bowls, and that one's just hit him on the pads, and it rolls off to the keeper for no run. 5 of 302. I think the Aussies will want to just leave right now and survive, to be honest. They would have been happy they survived this session. It's one of these days, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah. They'll be looking to get to tea here, Australia, and press on after tea. And I think we'll see the run scoring increase after tea with Smith and Carey. And Australia will be looking to get to 450 as soon as possible because they've got that right now to dictate this game.
Yeah.
So they can keep England out there for as long as they want, really. And it's working because they've bowled a lot of earth.
Reconnection successful. Yep. Apologies, viewers. We just had a bit of an internet problem, and it's a little bit flying. It's flying around like, I don't know what. We've got 4 balls left to the over. We'll see what happens. Bowls. That one's all beating him outside off stump there. Nice delivery from Stokes. Jack, we got 3 balls left. Where's Stokes going to bowl and where are the batsmen going to hit it?
I think they'll be looking to leave it, really. Not do anything too risky before tea. So I think Carey will just leave it and get to tea.
I'm losing viewers, so like the stream's clearly a bit boring. But yeah, if the audio's coming through, hang on. Let me check. Can't hear it. It's not. Yep, it's working. Good. Awesome. So yeah, there's a single. No, there isn't. It's a dot there. 2 balls left till lunch. English are. Stokes is gonna have to bowl a pretty damn good delivery if he wants to get a wicket here. He's gonna have to bowl like a ball of the century because the Aussies are gonna be thinking survival. Snicko says no.
That's right.
Look how close the English are getting to a wicket. They can't afford to slog yet, Australia. Just too quick, you can't really react. It's at a certain length, you can't really hit it away to the boundary or anything. It's just, Stokes to Carey. They're really taking their time. England pitched up, defended for no run. Heading into tea, it's going to be a really good game, I think. It's been lovely watching this afternoon of cricket. The camera angles in Adelaide are very tight, aren't they? They're very close to the pitch. They're very, they're not super high, but they're watchable. It's like you can.
They are.
It's big compact. There's ones in Brisbane that are like from super high up, and they zoom in like from a mile out. Same with Melbourne. So it zooms in so much when the bowler runs in, but this one doesn't need to zoom in that much. Short ball again from Stokes. No run, and is that lunch? Yes, lunch is called, I believe. So it's been a wonderful session of cricket. What's your take on this session of cricket? 5 for 302. England get 3 wickets. Who's the winner of this session?
Well, Australia got 81 runs in that session. England got 3 wickets. So I think around about even. But I think Australia will be happy at tea. 5 down for 302, closing in on that 400 mark. So I think they'll be very happy. They kept the England bowlers out there for a long time and be looking to do the same in the second session. So I think reasonably even, but I think Australia will be very happy with their work this afternoon.
Definitely. So it's 5 for 302. England will be walking in. And we're going to get started off with the lunch show, or the dinner. I call it the lunch show, but I think it's actually considered dinner. It says on the screen dinner, so... I wonder what the players are going to eat for dinner. I wonder what do the players eat for dinner? Because they've played a massive session of cricket. What would they eat?
Probably very little, I think.
Just what's essential.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be like me and eat. When I go to luncheons and stuff, like when there's a free all you can eat buffet, I'll eat like 2 plates worth of food. I actually eat a lot. If the food's gourmet, I eat a lot, and if it's like a can of tuna or something, or a cold sandwich, I'll eat barely anything. But if it's like a gourmet lunch that's cooked up, I could have like 2 kilos of that. That's how I function with food. The better tasting, the more I eat. So that's bad because the better tasting stuff costs more, but, oh well, that's life for you. So it's dinner time in the cricket, and we're going to go to classic analog TV video right now. And I did make a bit of a mistake at the start. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know, at a part, and it's a bit awkward, but we'll watch it. Right, let's go. Explaining the different cricket formats and tactics, so it's interesting.
Hello everyone, today I will talk to you guys about the difference between cricket formats and what tactics are used in each of them. Straight into it, I'll start with the longest form of the game, 5-day test cricket. Now, whispers going around that they will shorten test to 4 days, but I'm sure that if that is the case, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Sorry, I'm not sure, Each 3, 4 and 5-day match usually has about 90 overs per day, sometimes less or more, and sometimes the same. In 5-day matches, you have time on your side. The general pre-game tactics are to win the toss and choose to bat, and bat for 1.5 days, possibly aim to score 400 or more runs depending on the pitch, and put that team that you're challenging, you're versing the other team, in probably to get them out for about 250 to 300 and build up 200 to 300 runs to finish that around T-Day 4 and set a target of about 400 runs for the opposition. The toss can sometimes decide the result, and unless it's a pitch designed for bowling, which over time the pitch becomes more bowling favoured anyway, that is why chasing 500 is twice as hard as making 500 in the first innings. That's Test cricket for you, basically. And the toss is basically everything. Most teams bat first. There's a couple of exceptions, like some of these really bowling favoured wickets you see that happen sometimes. 4-day cricket is generally a little bit faster and usually makes more draws if the game is quite close, because it has the pressure to make the captain declare more often because he has less time to muck around defending everyone. 4-day cricket is used for lower-ranked international nations who are just starting Test cricket, such as Ireland, and also used for domestic tournaments favoured over a 5-day match. The vast majority of the matches of domestic are 4 days. It is basically one innings, 1 day. Toss is basically everything, everyone. Obviously, you have to rotate your tactics. 3-day cricket is almost always a draw because of its shortness. I broadcasted a 3-day match on this channel, Australia versus Derbyshire. 3-day matches are used as practice, unofficial and tour matches. Sometimes teams will take a 5-day approach and get a draw if it is an unofficial game, but if it's an official game, they might take an approach similar to a 1-day match by saying on day 1 to bat at 4 to 6 runs per over and score 350 off 70 overs, then declare and put the other team in for the last 20 overs for a tough evening battle, because it's very hard to bat in the evening and get a few quick wickets. That is a great way to win a 3-day match, though 3-day matches are quite rare and 80% of the time not shown on television. 2-day cricket is usually similar. It's usually used in like under 20s and stuff. Similar rules, similar tactics. I think sometimes they only have 1 innings per side in 2-day matches, and sometimes they have 2. And if it's 2 innings per side, you almost can't win a 2-day match. Like, it's just impossible almost. And now to ODIs. So you have 50 overs per team, right? The end of the 50 overs, the other team comes out to bat, whether you like it or not. Or you lose the 10 wickets. It depends. It can go either way. And you have to chase down, let's say, 250 or 50 overs. And if you don't score the amount of runs in the overs, it's a draw. It's not a draw, it's a loss. You lose if you can't. So, for example, other team, Team A, make 240 or 50 overs, 240 for 8, and you need to chase down 241. If you made 210 for 8 off 50 overs, then you would lose by 30 runs. But if you got past 240, you would win the match. Simple as that. But once 50 overs expire, you lose unless you've got the runs. So 1-day cricket's usually a lot more attacking. It's not slogging though. It's actually got a little bit of bite to it, and it's probably the most watchable form of the game in my opinion. But that's often factually proven, because usually they're playing in a way that's great for viewers, like people who grew up in the 60s and 70s who didn't see T20 cricket would say 1-day cricket's my favourite. T20 cricket's just slogging almost, entertainment. But 1-day cricket's designed so a captain basically, usually they can, half the time they bat first, half the time they bowl first. It doesn't matter, it's only a day. But it's so much fun to watch a 1-day match. Go to the games, the tickets. It's played internationally, played domestically, played it for all ages. It's cricket for everyone. It's the best form of the game, in my opinion. There's 30-over games, and 40-over games, which are sort of like club cricket, like children and teenagers play it quite a bit. 20-over cricket, which is also used by children and teenagers, but it's also used internationally and domestically, with like the Big Bash and IPL and the NatWest T20 Blast, and also T20 Internationals. T20 Internationals aren't very popular in Australia for some reason, the Big Bash is more popular, probably because T20 internationals aren't on free-to-air television. ODIs used to be much more popular, but because of pay TV, it's not as popular because free-to-air don't show ODIs. They only show Test cricket and Big Bash, as well as women's matches. So, and the away games are a different story. They'll take me forever to explain. The Ashes is on free-to-air. The Australia Tour of England, I have no clue yet. Let me know in the comment section what actually happened. I'll probably make a video on it sometime in the future. But T20 cricket is generally a slog. It's generally don't go for wickets. Just smash as many runs off the bat, although Tests and ODIs are about batting still, but smash a massive 200 for 8 off 20 overs. You go for wickets, you only have 120 balls, so if the bowlers go for wickets all the time, they might get attacked, and then they might get hit for 210 and get them all out, but they could have got them dotted up at 5 for 160 off 20 overs. So which one's better? 5 for 160, because it's the same thing as ODIs, except much shorter. And you'd have to chase down the target. And of course, 161 I'd much rather chase. You don't get any bonuses for getting them all out. I think there's a bonus point system if you get them all out and win, but it's only for certain tournaments, so don't take that too heavily, that statement. Thank you so much for watching, and any other questions or video suggestions or just thoughts on this video, go to the comment section, type down your message, bang, 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 and also like, subscribe, share your thoughts on this video, as I said, and quickly check out these videos on the end screen, and shout out to my feature channels, AA Cricket, Galactic Ice Wave, Analog Live, and Cool Boy Superhuman. Bye.
A new program every Saturday on Radio Fremantle 107.9 FM and online, where I play a variety of music from the 60s till now, including a modern music segment of the great hits from the last 10 to 15 years, a mix of music, weather, Ashes updates, and music facts. Go to the archives at Radio Freo or listen live online or on 107.9 FM.
Welcome to the Lunch Break Show. Jack's back on with me, and we're going to take you through Pakistan, West Indies. As we can see, a brilliant game of cricket. The batsmen for Pakistan were just electric, weren't they? They got so many runs. They knocked down the target with an over to spare, and the West Indies made 3 for 207. But would you believe it? Mohammad Rizwan, 87, and Babar Azam, 79. What's your thoughts on that?
They've been pretty good. Rizwan and Azam, a very productive T20 opening partnership for Pakistan. And they've done it again in this game against the West Indies.
Definitely, definitely. And have a look at West Indies. They batted all right. They weren't disappointing, but I suppose what we could say about this is something to do with conditions, right? If you're hitting 200 runs off 20 overs, it has to be something to do with like that, right?
Exactly. It just happens in T20 cricket. You get good surfaces to bat on or poor surfaces to play on. And probably this pitch here in this match was a pretty good surface. If both teams scored over 400 runs for the match in total, pretty good pitch.
Definitely. And I feel like games like this, when Pakistan is so dominant in the series, you feel like they really, grip heading into these. I think they're playing a few one-days and tests coming up. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to really have that form heading into the game. Player of the match, Mohammad Rizwan. Now, he's been developing a bit as a player. If I take you through his stats, he's got a few interesting. He's brought from Peshawar originally, and he averages 42 with the bat in Test cricket. T20s, 51 he averages. How amazing is that? A strike rate of 128. What do you say about players like that? It's just like this whole new format is working out, isn't it?
It is. He's very talented, Rizwan, and we've seen that. I think Virat Kohli's the only other one to average 50 plus in T20s. So to do that is very hard to do, because T20 cricket, as a batsman, you either cash in or you don't. And he's cashed in more times than often. 13 50s and 100, striking at nearly 130 is phenomenal. And he's a really serious talent and a very good player, Mohammad Rizwan. So he's a player to watch out for the future, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely an underrated T20 player. If you look at those stats, it's just absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to take you through a bit of I'm trying to find it, but basically the Big Bash, Sixers v Stars. It was a good game. Just Josh Philippe, 99 not out. That was a top innings, wasn't it? He keeps on leading for the Sixers. It's a shame he never played for the Scorchers. But Look at him. He's just unstoppable, isn't that right?
He is. He's a seriously good talent, Josh Philippe. We'll see him a lot for Australia in the future. Maybe this summer, when we get into the limited overs stuff against New Zealand and Sri Lanka later on in the summer after the Ashes are finished. He's a seriously good talent. He batted well for that 99 not out. I watched a bit of the game. So Glenn Maxwell, I think if we're going to talk about it next, he batted well for his century. But Josh Philippe, that innings was crucial for the Sixers, and they look pretty strong, and they could win another BBL title this year.
Yeah, I mean, the other three batsmen, well, not other three, Jordan Silk was not out, but a lot of them got out pretty cheaply. I guess that doesn't mean much when you're like Josh Philippe, when you got Josh Philippe or someone to perform. The bowlers for the Sixers did decent, but some of them gave away a bit too much. Ben Dwarshuis did get a wicket, but his economy was 12.75, which was a little bit poor. Maxwell, again, 103, but there was a bit of a mini collapse within the other players, isn't that right?
Yeah, there was. Didn't quite get going at all. Some low scores there, and obviously Glenn, the only one who really got going. I think it was down to the pitch as well. I think it was a bit difficult to get the pace of the pitch. It was a bit slow, I think, from watching the game from memory. So Glenn was the only one who really got used to that and exploded, really. 103 off 57 is a superb innings, and he's a quality player, Glenn, and he's shown it in this game. Unfortunately, he couldn't get over the line, but I'm sure we're going to see many more runs for him in this BBL.
Definitely. Another Big Bash game recently, Mitch Marsh scoring 100 and the Scorchers winning a brilliant game against the Hurricanes. But we're going to show you the Scorchers bowlers. We'll talk about the Scorchers bowlers, should I say. Tymor Mills, 2 for 33 against his old team. 2 for 21 for Ashton Agar. 1 for 28 for Hatzaglu, 2 for 31 for Ty, 1 for 14 for Berrinov. They're all getting wickets, aren't they, these Scorchers bowlers?
Yeah, they are. They're a good attack, and they do their jobs well in their roles. You've associated that with the Scorchers for many BBLs. Their bowling attack's very good and their batting's very good, and that's why they've won 3 BBL titles. No surprise. Good attack. They're going to be very dangerous in this BBL, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of players. Peter Hanscom, he's gone down a bit recently, hasn't he? He only scored 3 runs. He was playing for Australia a couple of years ago, and now he's down there. So it's a bit of a shame. Darcy Short did okay, and Ben McDermott did all right, but there weren't really any mega innings that were scored, just sort of that. Even if one person was batting well, the others weren't. And only 4 extras given away. That's awesome. So that was a brilliant game of Big Bash. Now, one last question, Jack. Who do you think is going to win the limited overs games for Australia? Like Australia v New Zealand, these sort of games. Do you think the Ashes, they'll be tired from the Ashes too much, Australia? Or do you think they're just going to smash New Zealand and Sri Lanka and all those teams?
Be interesting. You've got to remember that towards that end of the period of the summer, after a long Ashes series, they are going to rest the main players like Cummins, Warner, Smith, and all these guys. So you probably won't see them, maybe even Josh Hazlewood as well. So you'll probably see some other players like we saw in the West Indies and Bangladesh given an opportunity. Australia are good enough to beat New Zealand. I think we've done quite well against them in ODIs in Australia, and they haven't seemed to quite get it right, New Zealand. But they're a good side, obviously. They made it to a World Cup final in 2015, 2019. So they're a very strong side under Kane Williamson. We do play them in one T20, the one-off T20. I think that's in the Gold Coast at Metricon,
it'll be in February time. Yeah.
Yes. So the rematch of the T20 World Cup final, that should be great. So that's going to be interesting. I think Australia could do well in the ODIs. T20, it's only a one-off, so whoever's good on the day will win that.
Yeah.
And both sides are very good. In terms of Sri Lanka, they're out here for 5 T20s. Sri Lanka have been on the rise during the T20 World Cup. They did quite well. I think they will be a bit disappointed with their results, but they're going to challenge Australia. They're going to come out here and play well. The last series in 2019-20 didn't do so well against Australia. I think they lost 3-0. So they'll be looking to bounce back strongly. But with Australia, around about that time, I think that's towards February, We do go to Pakistan in March, so you won't see the main players because of that Test series in Pakistan if that goes ahead.
I hope so.
So you won't see the main players there, but I think Australia should win that, given the strength, and obviously winning the T20 World Cup will boost their confidence.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Australian side. They're actually starting to increase depth because they've got Jai Richardson. So in Test matches and whatever, you can kind of rotate him in and out and whatever. So he doesn't. So you could have Richardson playing a couple of tests, and then you can have Hazelwood and Cummins in the ODIs. So you can kind of balance it out so they're ready so they can play more games. Because Richardson's more than just a one-day player and a T20 player, in my opinion. He can do all three formats pretty easily.
Yeah, he can. Yep, absolutely. He's a very skillful bowler, and he can definitely do it in all three formats. He's playing in this Test match at the moment in the Ashes, and hopefully he'll do well. And good to see him. Yeah, obviously. He was always going to replace Josh, obviously heading into this second Test. And now Pat Cummins out, and obviously giving Michael Nessa an opportunity as well, which is great, obviously. Despite Pat Cummins not playing a negative, but a positive has come out of it, and Michael Nessa has made his debut. So hopefully they'll do well. Yeah, with Jai, he's had his injuries with shoulders and all that stuff, but he's done really well in the Sheffield Shield, 23 wickets at an average of 13. He's taken a 5-wicket haul, so he's in excellent form. And he'll be a very good player for years to come. But the thing for him and for Australia, they need to manage him well and make sure he's fit and don't have too many injuries in his career.
Yeah, I reckon they make Richardson play 2 or 3 tests for Australia. And actually, Cummins not playing could end up being a blessing in disguise because that means he's gotten that rest. And they wouldn't rest him otherwise. So that means he'll be a bit more fresh in the 3rd test. Absolutely. Yeah. Remember Mitch Marsh in the 5th test in 2019? He was fresh to the team, so he got 5 wickets because everyone else was exhausted. And he just busted all the batsmen.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, this Ashes series.
Yeah.
And that's why you see teams rotating, because you can't play all the same bowlers. And it is a blessing in disguise for Australia that Pat Cummins is not playing. He would have liked to play, but it was just bad luck.
Yeah.
What happened? Wrong place at the wrong time. But as you said, he'll be fresh. He'll be ready to go for Melbourne. Hopefully Josh is back as well. And probably Australia may be 2-0 up after this test in Adelaide. We'll wait and see, because it's one-way traffic at the moment, because England have got a long mountain to climb in this test match to get back in this series. So, it does work both ways for Australia, because Pat, obviously being captain, wouldn't have been rested. Now, this has happened. He's having a rest. So it was a tight turnaround between the 1st and 2nd test. So he's got a bit of extra time before Boxing Day, obviously. So he'll be right for that, and he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, out of the Australian bowlers for this upcoming innings after Australia have finished their batting, or if they have, basically the Jai Richardson and Michael Nessa, they clearly, I think Richardson's a lot better than Nessa. So I feel like Richardson's probably going to get a few wickets today or tomorrow. He will certainly have that chance, but Nessa I'm not too confident about because he just doesn't quite have that same experience. So I don't really assume he might get 1 or 2, but I think it'll be Richardson and Stark and Lyon that'll be the prime wicket takers.
Yeah, Michael Nessa's got experience with the pink ball when they used to do that in Sheffield Shield cricket. So he's taken a few wickets there. He's a very good bowler. He's just taken a 5-wicket haul. I know it's in a second 11 match against the England Lions recently, but it's still a 5-wicket haul. And he's worked his backside off to get to this point in his career, sacrificed a lot. So I think he'll do a very good job with the pink ball, especially under lights, a bit of movement. He'll cause some problems with the England batting lineup.
Yeah.
Jai Richardson can do the same, and Mitchell Stark and Nathan Lyon, because this pitch may turn and Nathan Lyon will come into the game as we get towards the back end of the match. He'll start to take wickets.
Very exciting indeed. Rightio. Can have this quick announcement, 30-second break on my Radio Freo program, and then we'll be straight back into the lunch break show. Rightio, it's the lunch break show. It's been, definitely. So it's been a good game, I think, so far. Australia have found themselves on top, but indeed England's starting to claw their way into the game, in my opinion. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens as Jack's joining for the live, and also we're going to have Pawan from the Sports Breakdown joining later on, which will be absolutely fantastic. And we'll be rotating in commentary shifts, as we know, so that'll be very exciting. So it's been a good session of cricket so far. It's been a good test match, and Jack is going to join me now from all the way from Adelaide, not at the game, but still, following the game very closely. Welcome live, Jack. Could you put your video on so we could see you? Because I could screen record it. Can you or not?
Hang on.
Yep. Just as we wait for that, It's been one of those games where it's just been topsy-turvy. It's been a lot of fun. And, yeah, here we go. Jack is on screen in just... Wait a moment. I'll just give you a moment. So, Jack, I'm going to ask you, this session so far, what's your thoughts on it?
It's been a good session for England, taking 3 wickets. For Australia, a reasonable session. They scored, 80-odd runs in the session, so they've done quite well there. So they'll be looking to press on after lunch, get into that twilight period. But, I think England did well. Australia batted okay, scored some runs. So, it's been a very good session as always.
Definitely. I would say you're bang on right, indeed. And again, that's my favourite saying, bang on right, indeed. As you say, I'm just giving the viewers a quick behind-the-scenes tour because it's just too hard to do elsewise. So I might switch my camera on, but I can't. So, Jack, talk about the Aussie performance. What would you say? How could Australia have improved, do you think?
Oh, well, some deliveries were good deliveries. The ball was doing a bit more today. Labuschagne got a good one that nipped back in. Cameron Green the same that bowled him. Travis Head the same, bowled him off Joe Root. No, I think how Australia went about it today was the right way to go about it. Look to get in, get set. Look to build partnerships and get a big total and get up to 450, 500. Which I think Australia can definitely get to 450, and they'll be looking to get to that just before the tea break later on this evening. So, because they want to get out there and start bowling under lights with that brand new pink ball. So, if they can, as Marnus said in the interval when he was being interviewed, he said if we can grind away here and get up to that 450 mark, and Smudge is batting pretty well, they can definitely get there and look to declare and look to put England under pressure in this test match and look to win it.
Definitely, good points you make. So, just play catcher, I give up on that. It's just too rubbish. Anyways, we would say that we got 10 minutes left at the lunch break. So, what are we going to talk about? The future of Australian cricket. We were very good at debating that because we're both from the same country. But it's obviously going to be different in WA than it is going to be in South Australia, don't you reckon? Because they're always going to be different. Hello. Oh, Will Burford said hello. Sorry, I have to say hello to Will Burford. I missed Will. Oops. We've had a lot of interesting debates. So, can you talk to the viewers about your video with Jared Kimber and what you did on that?
Yeah, what I did with Jared Kimber was, I think everyone knows who Jared Kimber is.
Yeah, he's a journalist.
If you haven't, check out his channel. He's a very interesting guy. I had him on my podcast for an episode to talk about the Ashes. Basically, for those who didn't know what we talked about, we just talked about the Ashes. I asked him basically about what's so special about the Ashes, Australia and England, how they're shaping up to this series, and obviously where the 5th test match was going to be held. We all know now, but before I did that interview, we didn't know. So it was a great chat. It was very interesting. We talked about a range of topics, from Cummins being the captain of Australia to England's problems in Australia and why they haven't been successful. So it's a very interesting chat. I would suggest if anyone wants to watch that, please do. You can catch it on our channel on YouTube. You can also catch it on Anchor, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. We're there as well. So it's available there as well. It's a very good chat. Check out my other chats that I've done with Daryl Harper, obviously former ICC Elite International umpire. Tom Scollay from Cricket Mentoring, who's from Western Australia in Perth. That's where he's based. I had him on the podcast, and obviously I've had Asjad from Cricket for Us 2.0 on the podcast as well, talking about cricket. So you can catch those episodes as well on our channel. And obviously Cricket for Americans, a couple of Americans, Nick and Gabe from America. I had them on the channel months ago. Their channel is really growing, and a couple of Americans getting into cricket, which was great. I had them on, so catch that as well. So
Very cool stuff. Yeah, it's good to see what you're doing. Will Burford said, do you think England will win a single test? I think they will win one test. I reckon they'll win in Hobart. I said they were going to win in Adelaide, but they won't from here. Now, given that Australia dominating this test, I don't think England will win the Ashes. But, yeah, I reckon they win the Hobart test. What do you reckon, Jack? Do you reckon England will win a single test?
If they don't win here, then probably not. Because in this test match, you've just seen how demoralising, how draining, I should say, it's been. For them, their mental side, their toughness, their resilience. You know, when Butler dropped that catch of Labuschagne yesterday, you could see the whole world falling around them. And Joe Root, the anger that he got when he got rid of Travis Head, the jubilation of getting his wicket, he's very frustrated. And it's another failed series for England, I'm afraid. They just can't seem to get it together, and Australia's being the better team. Australia are the better team on paper when you look at it. And that's why Australia have won the last 2 Ashes series in a row, looking like winning a 3rd consecutive series at home. And they should do it easily, I think. If they win here in Adelaide, I don't see England coming back. It's going to be a long mountain to climb, very hard to get back from 2-0 down to win a series. And it's a long way for England, but they've got to show some fight. And they did that in this first session. They took a few wickets, but it's not enough. It's been disappointing. If you're an England fan, you're frustrated. If you're an Australian fan, it's great because you love seeing England suffer and playing poorly. But no, you want to see a contest, and we haven't got that yet. The 5 days of this Ashes series from Brisbane to now, the 6 days of this series, they've all been dominated by Australia. And England have only won 1 day, and that was the Milan and Root partnership on day 3 of the first test. So, yeah, it hasn't been a great tour thus far. It's only the 2nd test. But it's the same old story for England. You know, lose in Brisbane, then you get beaten in Adelaide quite badly, and then you're probably going to lose 5-0. It happened in 2006-7, and it happened in 2013-14, and it may happen in 2021-22. So I don't see them winning a match if they lose here, which is likely they will. It's, as I said, it's going to be a long way back for them in this series.
Definitely. And I will say that England have been... Well, I was something to say, but I forgot what it was. But basically, it won't it make a difference? It might make a difference that there is no Stark and no Hazelwood. There's no Cummins and no Hazelwood. That might make a difference. Perhaps, I know I sound strange saying this, but maybe this is just going to be a high-scoring test match that'll potentially end up in a draw or just be high-scoring in general. Like, Australia might hit 500, then England will hit 500, then the Aussies will hit another 500, then England will hit 500. I mean, that'll probably be a draw, but, that could actually be what happens here. Because maybe it's the conditions, and also the Aussie bowlers aren't as good, so maybe they might get spanked around the park as well. So, do you reckon that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think, but we'll have to wait and see what happens at the end of the day. Cricket's a funny game. It's unpredictable. So we'll wait and see what happens.
Awesome. So probably got 4 minutes left of this lunch break, dinner break. Got a quick moment to ask about South Australian cricket. You know what? There's actually some live cricket on at the moment. And I know this is women's cricket, but this is a gender equality based, not that extreme, but I'm not going to go that extreme on YouTube. But this channel does sort of promote gender equality. So we're going to have a look at New South Wales, and they beat the New South Wales women's team. I'm just going to run you through that. They won by 5 wickets against Victoria in the WNCL one-dayer. And Rachel Haynes hit a 96, Healy hit 51, and Erin Burns hit 80 not out, who starred for New South Wales in the run chase. Yes, for Victoria, it was a decent innings from Nicole Feltham, 88, brilliant innings from her. And Annabelle Sutherland did well with 57. And the bowlers, well, Hannah Darlington, 3 for 54. She's got a chance of playing for Australia. And also in the other women's game, the one-dayer between Tasmania and Queensland. Queensland made 8 for 265 to start. And there's a couple of poor bowling spells from the Tassie bowlers. And a couple of good knocks as well, including Michaela Hinley. And then Tasmania just got castled, especially Jess Jonathan bowling 5 for 24 off 9 overs. So that was a good spell from her. So that's the update on the WNCL, which is not much coverage on it, but, you know, there's another game on, I think it's on Sunday. There's a couple of games on Sunday. Victoria versus New South Wales again, and Tasmania will versus Queensland again. There's a little bit of WNCL going around. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock Perth time, which is 1:30 p.m. Adelaide time, and if Will Burford's listening, 8 a.m. UK time tomorrow, Pakistan versus West Indies first ODI. Have you seen much of that? What's your thoughts on that upcoming ODI? Who do you reckon's going to
win? What is this? The West Indies and Pakistan?
Pakistan, yeah.
Well, that may not go ahead due to most of the West Indies players testing positive.
Yes.
That's been rescheduled.
Yeah. Will Burford said what England need is... Yep, continue.
Yeah, that's been rescheduled for next year, I think, what I've been reading. So that series won't go ahead this year.
Okay, interesting. We'll get to Will Burford's point now. He said what England need is Haseeb and Burns to make a solid partnership to start off their innings. Probably, yes. I reckon Will's correct there. You know, I reckon they do need that partnership. Without it, they will suffer. Which will be funny to watch as an Aussie fan, but not fun for England. That's for sure. Let me look at the live chat and have an ability to... I can't actually see the live chat on my computer. But, yeah. Anyways. I sense this will be a good game of cricket. You know. I think Will's right about Haseeb and Burns getting a partnership. That is crucial, isn't it, Jack? What do you reckon? Like, that's 2-1.
It is. They haven't really fired as an opening partnership. And they need to really be on their game tonight if Australia declare, which it looks like they will tonight. They'll have to be on. So it ain't going to be easy. But yes, they need to get their team off to a good start, and they haven't done that. So this is where they need to stand up and show a bit of fight and mental toughness, not just give up and throw their wickets away. So it's going to be tough work, but we'll see what happens when it's England's turn to bat and see how they go.
Definitely, and we're only a couple of minutes away from the start of the second session. It's going to be a banger of a day of cricket, that's for sure. How exciting. We've got 3 live viewers, so the viewers are steaming back in there for the upcoming session. It's going to be a ripper of a game. Thanks, Will Burford, for joining, by the way. It's just super exciting, I think. You know, maybe the game gets a bit closer, I sense. You know, it's one of those things. We will see. 5 for 302. The wicket looks amazing, doesn't it? It's been a good wicket on Adelaide and the pink ball, and it's going to be... I wonder if the lights will probably get pulled out soon. It's just going to be fantastic. And it's quite cloudy for a hot day, I think, in Adelaide, so it'll be good. They're going to be struggling out there in the heat, but they've got to keep going out there and fighting. Isn't that right? How do you think the England players manage the heat?
Well, it's very difficult if you don't have a spinner and you only have 5 quicks or seamers like they have. And that's why Joe Root's bowling majority of the overs. So they don't have Jack Leach. So it's very hard to, bowl in this heat. Obviously, it's quite sapping, quite draining energy-wise. So that's why we haven't seen Broad and Anderson bowl as much in this first session. Obviously, England looking to keep them fresh for the rest of the series, obviously. But Australia's plan will be to keep them out for a long time and dictate terms, because Australia are well in front of this game. Whenever you make 300 plus in the first innings, you're well in control. And it's always hard for the side.
And here we go. The teams have reached the field now. Yep. Definitely.
So it's not going to get any easier for England. It's still going to be hard work to try and get these wickets, but they'll keep fighting. But Australia well in control.
Yep. Steve Smith will be on strike. He's making his way up to the crease. It's a long walk to the Adelaide Oval crease. It's very exciting to watch. It's going to be a good session of cricket, I sense. It's 2:45 Perth time. The partnership currently 8 runs off 27 balls. Smith 55. Carey is on 5. And we are about to get going for the second session here. We're doing first 2 sessions of this test match of day 2. Analog TV live. And then the next place, we're not doing any more cricket live until for a while, until probably the new year. But you will hear me tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Radio Fremantle, 2 p.m. Perth time, that is, on 107.9 FM, if you want to hear music. We'll be playing some songs and all that, and hopefully updating the Ashes. I'm glad that 40 minutes of my 90-minute program will be the lunch break, so I only miss 50 minutes worth of cricket. So lucky me. So it should be not too bad. Root running into Smith. I should still be able to know what's going on and get back into it. We're heading over Christmas. It's only 8 days till Christmas. Would you believe that, Jacket? That's actually pretty cool if you think about it. Root into Smith. Yeah. Root will be bowling to Smith. I expect one of those games where Smith is going to charge and Root bowls and looped up and Smith flicks it around, beats Hamid, runs away, and he will grab 1. So he's straight away off the mark for the session. He's on to 56. Jack, take it away.
Yep. Single there to start things rolling in this session. Australia will be looking to get some runs and get up to that 450 mark as quickly as possible. That will be the plan.
Definitely. So Root again into Carey. And he goes for the sweep, Carey, and he times it beautifully. Twinkle toes, and he will pick up not a boundary, but it was nicely placed, and he'll probably get 3 runs. So Carey is on to 8 now. He's batting quite nicely at the crease. Isn't he, Carey? Better than usual. Jack?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Root to Smith. Loops up Smith and just tugs it around the corner again. There's another run. And the Aussies are having that habit at the moment where they're hitting the ball around the corner. So they're being smart. They're scoring smart runs here. So they're getting the scoreboard to tick over against Root. And this will frustrate the spinner because he can't have one batsman hanging on an end to set up. He's just going to have to keep on, trying new things. Bowls and that one again. Just slip, but no run. Carey 8. Smith 57. Root's figures 1 for 55 here. Ashes live on Analog TV. Nothing beats the Ashes. 2 balls left of Root's over. Going to call straight through it. Right through. Root through, and Carey holds on for a quick run through the cover region. Yes, he does. And there's nearly overthrows, but he'll be all right. It was just quick there. Quick running between the wickets. And they're running well between the wickets here, Australia. They're looking good. They're going on, sliding their bats. Well, not quite sliding, but steaming through. It's good to watch. And it'll be Root to Smith, bowls. Smith punches, not quite a gap. He gets onto the offside for no run. So 5 for 308. That was a quick, well bowled over from Root with 6 runs off the over. 5 for 308. Jack, take us through Root's bowling action, if you can, or anyone's bowling action.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not it's not like an Nathan Lyons. Obviously, it doesn't really pull down with that front arm a bit. It's sort of like stop-start really with Root, but he's an okay spinner. He's taken wickets before in Test match cricket, so obviously, but he's not a specialist spinner. That's the thing. He's a part-time spinner, and because England haven't selected a specialist spinner for this match, so yeah.
Definitely. And now we got Jimmy Anderson back into the attack. Is that a good move, do you think?
Well, they've saved him until now. Yeah, obviously England need wickets. Anderson hasn't been at his best. But
he bowls first ball, and it's straight to cover for no run. That's an okay start from Anderson so far. Only 125k an hour, so he's a bit slow, as you were mentioning. Keeping him resting. Continue.
Yep, that's right. Obviously, because England got to rotate their bowlers. They've got no spinner, so just got to rotate them carefully. You don't want to get Anderson or Broad an injury here. Otherwise, that will be bad news for England.
Definitely. Anderson running in again. He bowls. Short, wide and cut. And Wokes does well at point there. Good fielding. Yeah, and I think preserving these older bowlers is important. Do you reckon Anderson and Broad will play this test and all the rest of the test series, or do you reckon they'll have to take a game or two off?
Well, it's judge it how you see, really, based on conditions. They're always going to play here in Adelaide, but it's just based on conditions and what the makeup of the team is.
Yep, for sure. He bowls again, and that one's defended for no run. So I think they'll do well in Hobart, but maybe I suggest rest him in Sydney and Melbourne. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Melbourne, Sydney are usually flat, especially Melbourne, and you'll probably bring back Mark Wood for that extra pace for Melbourne. So I think that's what they may do for the next test.
Yeah, and look, and to be honest, his average pace today, Jimmy Anderson's only at around 130k an hour. I just saw his stats, so I'm not sure whether that is the right decision having them in Sydney and Melbourne. Anyway, he bowls. That's defended to mid-wicket for no run. You need to have those hard-fighting bowlers, as you were saying. I miss having that Optus test. That was a good variation. 4 dots for this over. He's bowling slow, but he's swinging it, isn't he, Anderson? Do you think he's going right about it at the moment, the way he's bowled his approach to the crease, Anderson?
Yeah, he is. He knows his strengths, and he's a very good bowler, Anderson. So, it's steady as it goes for him.
Yep, as he bowls again, that one's into the pads and shuffled to mid-on for no run. It's so far been no runs off this over. They've got 1 ball left, 14-run partnership. That's the stats for you. So the Aussies, they've been a good side, Australia. Anderson's sort of been a bit short. He's been a bit tired. He's been a bit, it's not like it's bad, but it's not good either. There's 3 slips in place. There's a chance for that catcher to really be in action, so they need to make the most of it. Anderson bowls again, and it's left alone. It just kind of goes over the off stump there for no run. So it's 5 for 308. Smith 7, Carey on 9. That's the end of the over. Anderson no wicket for 40. It's very defensive, isn't it? What do you observe from those defensive spells when you usually watch Test cricket?
Well, it's trying to set up the batsman if you can and try to limit runs, and that's what England are doing. They can't afford to leak too many runs, otherwise, they've already leaked enough as it is already. 308. It's always a big deficit to make up in the first innings.
Definitely. So Root bowls for his new over, and he's into Smith, and it's hit to mid-wicket for no run. Yep, continue.
Yeah, and that's the plan. Try and bowl tight, good lines and lengths, the field, crowd the batsman in, obviously.
Yep. And there's a quick single there for Smith. Yep. You can keep on speaking as long as I can call every ball. 3 for 5 for 309.
That's what they'll try and do. Obviously, get through some overs. Obviously, because the over rate with Root. Try and be defensive and keep the runs down. Simple as that. So that's what they need to do. But Australia, they'll keep going their way, looking to tick over the strike and get some runs.
Yeah, the runs are very important at this stage of the game. They're doing a bit of a field move around England. They're changing strategies, which I like to see. I'll ask you about it. So I'll ask you a question. What do you think of England's fielding strategies? Answer me just after I call this ball, if you keep the question in your mind. England's fielding strategies. They've got a point there. They've got a backward square leg kind of thing. He bowls and he sneaks it to cover for no run. The fielding places have been pretty good, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had some weird tactics in this match. England, the short pitch bowling yesterday, and obviously that didn't quite work. And the field that Root has is more of a defensive
and there's
field.
another gap picked. Yep, another single through the gap. That's right. It's a defensive field. Correct. So it's sort of like, I think they're trying to save runs more than get wickets, but the problem is you need to still get the 10 wickets. If you're waiting on them to declare already, it's a pretty bad attitude. As he bowls again, Root, and it's looped up and he defends it quite nicely. He just has a very good thing of placing his bat down there, Smith, and it's been really, really good, hasn't it? It's been funny. He's a bit fidgety, Smith, always, but 58 runs, 152 deliveries. He's one of those players that are very fun to watch. Bowls, that one's left alone outside off stump for no run. 5 for 310. So, what do you make of all this game so far? What is the highlight of this game, if you have a highlight so far?
Probably Marnus's century and how David Warner played. But Marnus, the way he played was the highlight of this match thus far. It was a very good innings and has got Australia in a good position. And we can thank him and David Warner for that after the good work yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say Marnus is a good, but, it'll be interesting. I look forward to seeing these Aussie bowlers steam in. That'll be good. Anderson again, that's a bit shorter, and it's hit to cover for no run. Anderson is getting away with jamming it in short. He's getting away with the shorter lengths, I think. It's like, well, the players are defensive enough that he gets away with it, but it isn't very good bowling indeed. But there's always boundaries being snuck away. And what about, Labuschagne, I'm just seeing. Pawan's here, all right, we're going to enter Pawan in. He can, as long as it's less than half an hour, he can come in. He's on air, though. Let him know he's on air. Haha. Pawan will be joining us in commentary. Anderson bowls. That one's defended on the stumps for no run. So, we'll work it out. This moment. Don't know what this means. There you go. Hello, Pawan. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yep. So read the message chat just quickly. I'm on air, so I can't say too much, but Okay. Read the chat on Zoom. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yep. You can talk for now, though. So we've got Anderson running into Carey. He bowls, and that one's just a short delivery cut to cover for no run. Pawan, what have you made from this game so far?
I think Labuschagne made a brilliant century. I would say England made quite a couple of wickets in the first session, but still I think Australia should go and get that 400, 450, I would say, on this day-night test. But Steve Smith, once again, we know in the 2017 and 2019 Ashes, he was the highest run scorer. And I think in the last Ashes also, he had a 110 average, I would say. He had a 110 average. So he's a prolific batsman.
That one's a single.
Yeah.
Yep. Just I need to call the ball, so I just need to. Yep. Cool.
Okay.
There's one run there.
Yeah. So Steve Smith has just been a brilliant batsman overall, and I would like to see him in the top of the rankings once again along with Labuschagne, and hopefully he gets 100. I hope he gets 100 here in Adelaide. Yeah.
Cool. Good points there you've made. Very good to hear. And Jack is with us as well, still here. It's good to have your company here on the Analog TV live stream. Don't know what's
Jack, I
happening.
think that I can't find the chat. I mean, there's no message on.
It's a Zoom chat. All right.
Okay.
Bowles, that one's defended
No.
for no run. There you go. Anderson trying to steam it into the wicket. Share your thoughts in the live chat, viewers. So, Carey on 12, Smith on 58. Just want to see. Yeah, Jack, are you there?
Yes, I'm still
Cool,
here.
cool. Awesome. There's a 40-minute limit now, so read those. I sent something in the chat, so okay. He bowls again. That one's defended for no run. All right. There you go. Check the chat again, Pawan. All right.
Okay. Sure.
That's the
I did see it,
information. Don't share that on air, but that's the information. Okay.
Yeah.
Pawan,
No
here we
problem.
go. Breaking news. Cummins granted approval by South Australian Health to return to New South Wales. So that's the news we wanted to hear. There you go. That's what was needed. Rightio. It's going to be big for the Australian team. Now the spinner Joe Root is on, so I'll just take you through the spin overs so you can sit there. He bowls again, Root, and that one's been sneaked through cover for the mid-off region for one run there by Smith. As you said, it's spin. The spin bowls are runs, so you guys don't need to say much because I need to cover because the over rate's very quick for the spinners. So yeah, just run through it. Right, so you guys have your expert opinions at the end of the over, I think. Not much from the live chat so far, unfortunately. So I'm not going to that. He bowls again, Root. And that one's on the stumps and defended again for no run.
375,
yeah, what? Actually, very quickly, 10-second question. Quick question. How's Carey going to go against spinners for the rest of the day? Hang on, I can't ask you the questions because he keeps running in and bowling again. He bowls, and that one's looped up. He goes for the shot, Carey. Goes down the pitch, and he'll grab 2 runs. 1 run. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So how do you think these Aussie batsmen are going to manage the spinners for the second session, Pawan?
I think they just need to rotate the strike. That's the only thing they should do, and should just be defensive and just keep the wickets because they're already 5 down. And if they want to get around 450 or 500 in the first innings, which they should, they just need to rotate the singles. And I mean, only Joe Root is the spinner already. So
Continue.
Yeah, I mean Joe Root is technically their only spinner in this test match. So I don't see Joe Root as much of a counter attack. I mean it's not easy. Obviously, Joe Root is also even though he's a part-time spinner, he has got, I think he's got a 5-wicket haul if I'm not mistaken.
He hits that. I think so. Yeah, and there's a single for Carey. 5 for 136. I think you're right about that.
That's what I'm saying. So they just need to be wary, and I mean hopefully they don't lose another wicket of Joe Root. Already I think 1 wicket, he has already got 1 wicket. So yes, so they just need to be wary of him and just try to just be a bit defensive. But
he bowls that
he
one's
goes to
defended
lose
for no run. That's the over. 5 at 316. You can continue. As you know, I will talk over you to cover the balls, but that's good you've been saying it. It's a good point. You can continue on your thoughts on Joe Root now. On tactics. There's something on tactics. So what do you think about the tactics? Jack, I'll ask you.
Well, the tactics from England have been all over the place in this test match. Field placings, bowling short, and not really sticking to a plan. And that's why they're behind this match. They haven't bowled well with the new ball. They've bowled a bit short. They've got it a bit fuller today, but it's a bit too late for that. You should have done that yesterday. It's easy to make the correction today, but the 317 or now 318 ahead.
Anderson bowls. That one's driven away for the offside, and I don't think it's going to reach the boundary. No way, but because Hamid's there in the field, but they'll grab 2. And Pawan, share your thoughts on the tactics as quick as possible.
I would say England was okay in the first day. I would say, I mean, they didn't get much wickets. I would say in the last session, their tactics were slightly wrong, I would say. But overall, I won't judge that much from Joe Root compared to last test match, I think they have done okay, even though Labuschagne did get 100 and Steve Smith currently
Pause you there. That
is,
one's defended to cover for no run. Yep, you can continue.
Yeah, already scored a half century. Yeah. So I would say they haven't done that bad, but I think their fielding has been not good compared to last test, and that has let them down a bit, especially Josh Butler dropping 2 catches, and easily I think he dropped Labuschagne on 95, and that was a bit costly, I would say, even though they dismissed him today. But they shouldn't be dropping those kind of catches. I mean, Josh Butler yesterday dropping, I think he dropped Labuschagne twice, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes, he did.
those are costly.
Anderson Bowles, that one's defended for no run. Yeah, you're bang on right, mate. And yeah, I have seen a lot of drop catches, which has been a shocker. Yeah, it's like being on the radio. So, having 3 of you is quite hectic, just so you know, because I have to rotate around. So I hope I don't come across as rude when I call the delivery. So yeah, because you can't actually see, we're watching at different paces. So in case what the audience are wondering, that's why it's all a little bit like, it sounds like we're being rude, but we're not. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be rude.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to interrupt. Anyways, Anderson bowls to Carey again. He shifts forward Carey and defends that one to cover for no run. I generally have 2 people on at a time, so I think one of you... Okay, we're going to do a bit of something here, just quickly. Quick. Hang on. I'm going to switch off the microphone for a second, viewers. I'll be 5 seconds. He bowls, that one's left alone outside off stump for no run. 5 for 318 Australia. Just arranging behind the scenes moments. Carey 16, Smith 60. All right, back on air.
I'm a bit behind, yeah, but
yeah,
no
I know what that's like. That's the worst feeling, being behind.
Yeah, I'm not watching it on TV, so I'll be watching it now in just 10 minutes or 15. Right now I can't. So cool. I'm watching it online. Yeah.
Awesome. Anderson bowls. That one's left alone outside off stump for no run. 5 for 318. Take us through this session and so far, the last few overs. What have you observed?
I've observed that England are quite putting, I mean, they're bowling more dot deliveries than this first session. That's what I'm observing. Anderson is bowling in great lines right now. They just need to get more wickets. I mean, just 1 or 2 wickets, get Carey out at least, because they got the big wicket of Travis Head. That's the big wicket. After he scored a 150 for me, he was the big wicket. But Steve Smith, they need to get him out as ASAP, because if he settles and gets to 100, he'll definitely go and get a double 100. That's the intent that Steve Smith has, and he has a pretty good record in day-night tests, and especially when Australia have a better day-night record. I would like to see Australia getting a 450 or 500 run lead if I'm an England fan right now.
Again, sorry to be rude, that ball was defended to point, no run. Yeah, definitely. So it's the new over now, so probably just going to run through it. Rohan Shanbag, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. Thank you for subscribing. Root bowls again, that's looped up and hit around the corner to deep backward square for a single. So yeah, it's a bit hard to commentate with 2 people actually. England with wet during spinners. England defensive mindset reflects in bowling, catching and selection this tour so far. It's interesting you're saying that England are kind of defensive. That's an interesting point. What do you think? Like, is that good, or do you agree or disagree in one word? Would you say you agree? Yes or no?
Defensive.
Yep.
I would actually agree, because
defended.
I would actually agree, because they should try to get them out under 300, and they haven't done that, and they just let Labuschagne get into the game, and especially, as I said, the drop catches. If Josh Butler did get that catch yesterday, it would have been a totally different game, and those drop catches are costing right now.
He loops up, and he's now going for it, Carey, as you were saying. It's proven costly for England. Carey gets a boundary. Very, very good timing there from Carey. Very, very good shot. So, yeah, Australia
I do
definitely
not get
England
how is Root bowling this many. Sorry to interrupt. I don't get how Root is bowling this much of overs. They should have brought. I mean, why would they go? I really don't know. I mean, Jack Leach okay, he didn't do well in the last match, but I didn't expect Root to bowl this many overs. I expected more from the fast bowlers to be bowling at Carey and Smith right now. And as you said, it's defensive. I think they're going for a defensive approach right now.
Yeah,
England.
and now they're getting smacked for it. Bowls, and that one's cut again by Carey. They are certainly walking on them a bit, Australia now. Australia are walking on England, it feels like, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right. You're right on that. Yeah, I just saw the boundary from Carey. Yeah.
Yeah, Carey was
yes, so,
Carey's been good, hasn't he? Yep, and
he's
Smith's
been
back on
really
strike.
good.
Final ball of the over. I'll call this for you. Root bowls, looped up. Smith goes for the big cover drive. He saucepans it through, and it goes for 4. Excellent shot by Steve Smith, Australia. 5 for 328. That is fantastic batting by Smith. He sort of just waits on the length. And again, defensive tactics, like when you allow Smith to open up the face, it can be a bit problematic, can't it?
Yeah, and especially Joe Root bowling consecutive overs. That's what I do not want to see. And if they just went with 4 seamers, they just need to stick with them. I would, anyways, Joe Root has to bowl, but this many overs, especially in a crucial stage when Smith and Carey are getting along with a partnership, and Joe Root getting smacked for 2 fours or 3 fours, they need to bring back at least Stuart Broad or Ollie Robinson back. Even Ben Stokes has been really impressive in this test match. I would say even though he's only got 2 wickets, the tactics that he has used, the short delivery especially, I say he deserves a 4-wicket or 5-wicket haul with how he's bowled compared to the last test match.
Yeah, and there's no run
vastly
there.
improved.
Sorry. Yeah, there was Anderson moving into Carey and he hit it down to mid-on for no run. Yeah, definitely. And it was a bit like short balls can be a mix of results, I think, from England. It was a tactic that Jack and I were a bit against, but looking back at it, it wasn't too bad because as long as you're bowling short back of a length is a bit rubbish, but if you bowl like a few bounces, it's good to put pressure on. He bowled 3 bounces in 1 over for Ben Stokes, and they got several wicket opportunities from short balls. It's just a matter of Butler had to catch them, isn't that right? So, that's how it works. Anderson runs up to the wicket and he bowls again, and that one's hit away by Carey, and he's squeezing a gap again. Nice batting through the onside.
From Australia. And the way they have batted against the spinners, against Root, them batting with the back foot and getting runs. That's the way you need to bat. Either sweep the spinner or either play on the back foot. And they're definitely Australia batting brilliantly right now with the way they're batting on the back foot and getting runs and getting boundaries. And that's the way you should bat against a spinner like Joe Root, a leg spinner like him. So they're doing a great job right now, Australia. They're in a commanding position to get a 500 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a lot to do with technique. I think England bowlers have ideas, but they don't have the full picture, if you know what I mean. They don't quite know, I'm going to bowl there. Yeah, I know. But they think that they know, but they don't. That's what I'm noticing. As Carey's on 23 and Smith's on 65. The partnership's 36. It's going to end up as carnage. Anderson bowls, that's short, and he's cut it to cover. The dot balls are still giving the batsman room to hit it, so it's not like these dots feel more like singles than they feel like wickets, if you know what I mean. Like they don't feel like they're close to a dismissal. They're just letting Australia walk on them. So there's that problem, isn't there?
Yeah, you're right on that. I think they need to be more attacking. I mean, Anderson and Broad especially, they should bowl in good lengths. Yesterday, I saw good lengths from Stuart Broad actually. Unfortunately, he didn't get a wicket over there in the first session, second session when I saw.
Anderson bowls,
but yeah,
no run there. Yep.
Yeah, that's what today I don't see a lack of. I mean, they had not much attacking, especially the fast bowlers, and I hope Anderson can get more because this is a very crucial stage for England if they want to dismiss them under 400 at least. Yeah, so hope things go well. They need to get wickets as soon as possible. And if you get Alex Carey and Steve Smith along on a partnership, then you're in massive trouble, and it could go towards declaration for Australia if they do get 500 or 550. Yeah.
Yep, dot ball there, hit to mid on. Yep. Ooh, Rohan says something about Oz should bowl at least 15 overs tonight to pick up a few wickets under lights. What do you think about that? And I may need to interrupt you if you say something.
Yeah. I would say Australia to bat along. If they do get 500 or at least 525, 550 within that before the 15 overs, then yes, possibly. But otherwise, I would say to bat the whole day and then declare and then come
He bowls.
at day
That
3
one's clipped down for a single. Yep. 5 to 3.
try to dismiss.
3-3-1. End of over. You can continue
Try to
speaking now.
dismiss. Yeah, try to dismiss England under 300 or something. Try to dismiss them in both innings. Try to get a massive score. If you have, right now they're 5 wickets down. If these two get along, if they try to get around 500 or 550, try to get that and then try to declare and then put pressure on England. That's what I would do.
Yeah, fair enough. So it's gonna be good. So Cummins will play in New South Wales. I told you about that. So he'll continue to observe all isolation requirements in New South Wales. He produced a negative test on Thursday. So yeah, that's good news for Australian cricket.
Yeah, true.
We've got 5 live viewers on YouTube, so it's going up the view count, which is wonderful to see. Hoping that you guys are enjoying the live. Yeah.
Yeah, I did tell my friends to join as well. See some live commenting on your channel. Yeah, so I did tell the others to join as well.
Sean Barg, I think he's your friend. Is he your friend?
Yeah, he's my friend and he's
cool.
Close friend on my channel. Yeah, close channel.
Cool.
My analyst.
Yeah, if you got any mates, that's cool to have them on. Robinson bowls. That's a full pitch delivery defended by Carey for no run. Yeah, it's good to get friends involved in live streams, I would say. You know, it's just... Do you follow any other sports besides cricket?
Football a lot. I do follow football a lot and rugby a bit. I would say I don't follow that much, but I do watch international matches. Tennis, I do watch tennis a lot. That's another sport that I watch a lot. I think those are the sports. Mainly football and cricket, though. Those are the two.
All right, I follow a mix of different sports, but mostly cricket. He bowls Robinson, and that beats him outside off stump for no run. My channel is generally like 2/3 cricket, 1/3 is like a mix of like just fun videos, special events, and etc. That's my chemistry. Because I don't want it to be all cricket. I want a bit of a mix up. I get a bit bored doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But you get what I mean? Because I'm trying to get that certain audience.
Yeah, I do get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to make it a bit different sometimes. Anyways, I did backyard cricket with friends. Yeah, and behind the scenes, I'm trying different things out. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, backyard cricket is a big thing, right? Big hit in Australia, especially in the Big Bash. This shows so many videos on backyard cricket.
Yeah, backyard cricket is awesome. Trust me, it's a lot of fun to make actually. Because when I make videos with friends, no offense, because you're recording together in real life and that sort of vibe, it's actually quite cool. That's what I find. So yeah, these watch-alongs are okay to do. I hate doing the videos. I hate the most are the ones where I'm on my own and I have to record myself reading off a script. They're the worst ones. I do it because it gives me views. But it's a bit boring.
Robinson is bowling a pretty good over. Pretty good over so far. Good lens. Hope he gets a wicket over here.
Yeah, he's bowling well. He deserves a wicket. He bowls, and that one draws a Carey forward to hit it to colour for no run there. And his first-class career, he averages 21, 316 first-class wickets, 71 matches. So not a bad career from him. He's a good bowler. Carey's on 24 runs or 58 balls. And Smith's on 65 runs off 159 balls. So that's kind of the score, roughly. So, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Australia.
20.08 average and 2.57 is economy. Not bad. It's really good.
Yeah,
7
he bowls. That one's left outside off stump for no run. Yeah, it certainly isn't too bad, yeah. It's good when you can appreciate different cricketers. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if there's anyone new. Let me just check if I can.
Do you think Kavaja should be back in the next test if like Harris keeps on failing? I mean, in the second innings even. Do you suggest Kavaja with Warner?
I reckon so. I reckon Kawhi should play in the next test to open the batting. He's known for opening, I reckon. So play bowls. That one's hit to mid on for no run. So that's 225 overs gone. Australia 5 for 3, 3-1. Yeah, I think Kawhi I would spot as an opener. He'd be good at that position. Because the middle order's already stacked. 3 and 4's packed. So even if Green bats poorly, he can still bowl. So if he does one good or one the other, or does both, then that's good enough. If you know what I mean. So you know, my words aren't coming out of my mouth correctly, but you know, yeah. No, it should be decent. Probably get. Let me see if the Zoom meeting limit's on. No, it says 40 minutes on there, but I think it won't have the limit now that It doesn't have a timer on it, so there's no limit.
Yeah, even I don't have it. I'll leave right in 5 minutes and just rejoin again.
Yeah. And then I'll put on Jack. Anyways, yeah, 21 extras from England, so they've given a bit away, haven't they? Butler hasn't been impressive, has he?
True.
Butler.
Yeah, he got a brilliant catch off Harris, but dropping those 2 catches, I mean, after that, a sitter, especially Labuschagne on 95, and you drop that off Anderson. I don't know what to say about Josh Butler dropping a sitter after getting a magnificent catch going on the right-hand side, 6 yards on the right-hand side, getting a brilliant a brilliant catch, and then dropping 2. I mean, the first one was a bit tough. I mean, Labuschagne should have been caught off his right glove, but the second one was just a sitter, and he should have just caught that no matter what. Labuschagne would have never got that 100 if Josh Butler did catch that, and unfortunate. It's a big mistake.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of an issue, Josh Butler not catching well. Anyway, new bowler, Chris Woakes. He bowls, that's left alone by Smith outside off stump. Woakes' figures are no wicket for 49. He's new to the attack. The partnership is 37 runs. Flowing well. What do you think about this partnership? Do you think it's going to keep on building, or do you reckon it's going to be a wicket soon?
I think it's going to keep on building. I think Chris Woakes hasn't had a good test match. I'm surprised that he's there instead of Mark Wood, actually. I would have preferred Mark Wood over Chris Woakes because he can bowl those bounces. He can bowl those slow variations. He varies his speed. He speeds more than Chris Woakes. I would ideally see Chris Woakes as a limited over bowler than a test bowler for me.
And there's a dot ball there, left alone outside off stump, no run. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, that's and especially when Mark Wood did very well in the last test match, picking up 3 or 4 wickets, and Chris Woakes hasn't had much of impact in both these test matches. So I was quite surprised that he was picked ahead of Mark Wood. If Mark Wood was picked, I would say that he would have got a couple of wickets more than Chris Woakes. So it's a big surprise for me.
Yeah, my friend he bowls Woakes. That one's left alone outside off stump for no run. My friend Will Burford from England, who watched the stream for a bit, he said to me that Woakes is very underrated. Maybe he hasn't had his game today, but he certainly can bowl quite well, Chris Woakes. I think it's just not his game at the moment today. Mezzy Afridi says hello. Hi, Mezzy Afridi. Welcome to the stream, I guess. Share your thoughts in a live chat. It's good to have you here. It's always awesome to have your support for this channel. You've shared my channel to Facebook pages. You've done all these amazing things. You're a great guy. We all love you here at
And you're very close to get 500 subscribers as well.
That one's edged down to second slip for no run. Yeah. It's been wonderful.
Hope you get it
match. Who's close to 500 wickets, did you say?
No, I said that you're so close to get 500 subscribers, which is great.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit awkward because I was planning on getting it like a month or two. For the last 2 months, I've been thinking, how far away is 500? How far away? I need this now. I've been impatient a bit, So I'd like to get to 500 subs soon, because then when we get to 500 subs, I can do community posts and stuff. So it'd be awesome. Woakes bowls. That one's left alone, down leg for no run. I've actually got more Instagram followers than YouTube subscribers. Yes, I don't follow 770 YouTube accounts, and it doesn't work like that. It works differently. That's why. That's the reason. And they don't look at me as much. It's like 500 YouTube subscribers, you get looked at more than. But that's actually not necessarily true, because I get like 3,000 views on my Instagram reels. But yeah, it's one of the things. There's less money per view and all that stuff. Whereas YouTube is a lot more high-produced. Bowls, Wokes, full delivery, defended on the stumps for no run. I put more effort in my YouTube, put it that way. That's the end of the over. 5 for 3, 3-1. And I'm going to put on an ad break.
A new program every Saturday on Radio Fremantle 107.9 FM and online, where I play a variety of music from the 60s till now, including a modern music segment of the great hits from the last 10 to 15 years, a mix of music, weather, Ashes updates and music facts. Go to the archives at Radio Freo or listen live online or on 107.9 FM.
Welcome back to the Ashes. It's 5 for 3, 3-1. Pawan's just left. It was wonderful having him on as guest commentator. It's been a good game of cricket. And Australia. We've got Robinson bowling to Carey, and Carey needs it down to point for no run. 5 for 3, 3-1. Share your thoughts in the live chat. It's been a great game. It's awesome having Pawan from Sports Breakdown jumping on the live stream. Fantastic to have him as a guest. It's always wonderful. Now I'm going to have Jack from the WW podcast on in a moment. So, yeah, that'll be good. Robinson running into Carey again. And he bowls, and that one's a short delivery, and he hits it to point for no run. Backward point. So England... The bowling, yeah, it's been a defensive tactic from the England bowlers. From Joe Root. Again, Joe Root has that intentional knowledge that he can pitch the ball up and stuff. So it's not like he doesn't know much. He knows how to do it. He's just not used to it because he's more of a batsman. So, if that makes sense. Anyway, Carey on 24, Smith on 65, Australia 5, 3-3-1. Hello, Mezzy. Hello, whoever's listening. Robinson bowls. That one's hit down to mid-on for no run. Oh, wait, Pawan's back. Hello. Oh, hello again. Yep. G'day.
Yep, sorry, I had to leave. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you. Yep. No problems. Mezzy Afridi says, need Will Burford to join commentary. Yeah, probably get Will on. Just need to ask him. He might jump on at some point. We will see. All right. Still 5 for 3, 3-1.
If that comes, I'll leave for sure and come back.
Bowls to Carey. That one's defended to mid-wicket for no run. Yeah, let Jack know. I can't have more than 2 commentators at a time because there's a Zoom limit, and also it's a bit... I don't know the word for it, but it's a bit... It says I'm going to end in... All right, I'm going to have to... Oh, no, it says it'll end in 10 minutes, so... I'm going to have to create a new meeting or something. Because honestly, it's like, I can't be bothered to create a new meeting, no offence. Like, I'm too lazy to. So, we'll just see what happens, and if it crashes out, then I'll just do it alone. He bowls, that one's driven away to cover, and there will be no run. It's 1 ball left to the over.
Good feeling from, no, not that, good feeling from Barristo, but he somehow stopped the boundary, but he didn't take it off his hand. Yeah, horrible feeling from England, just terrible. Mostly very disappointed with their fielding, mostly England in this test match compared to the last test match.
Oh wait, DBW's here. I'm admitting Jack in, so I'll leave you to it. All right. Hello. Jack's back. If he's connected, he bowls Robinson. Last ball of the over, defended for no run. So for one is Will Burford's back as well.
Should I
watching. Yeah. You leave now, yes, please.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
See ya. Okay. Wait a moment, Jack. I know this is on air, but I'm going to start a new Zoom meeting up, and I'll send you the link. Is that okay? Because it's still got the limit on it. Will Burford said, just got home from your paper round. Awesome, Will. All right. And Will, yeah. Anyways, actually, could we do Google Meetings? Is that possible? Do you have that app?
Not sure.
Okay. Then maybe not. Right. Wokes runs in and bowls to Smith. Bowls, and that one's defended for no run. I need to reopen Zoom and schedule another meeting. That's what I need to do. Home. Schedule meeting at 3:30. Advanced options. And then he bowls again, Wokes, and that's defended for no run. It's just such a hard job, actually, being a YouTuber, because you're switching between 100 things. Are you there, Jack? No, you're not. All right. Alrighty-o, so I'm alone for now, but I'm not going to be alone forever. So, it's your last day at school until the new year. Cool. And Messi and Freddie's laughing also. Well, bowls, that one's defended for no run. New meeting. Right, sorry, I'm setting up technology. Yeah, alright. It's your last day at school. And I'm gonna just be a moment. Rightio. Wokes running into Smith. Bowls, that one's squared up and edged. Oh, yeah, it's joining. Right, cool. All right, listeners. Yeah, promote to college. I don't know, Messi. Not sure what's going on. Yep. On air till 5 o'clock Perth time. It's Pawan here. Hello, Pawan. The live chat. He bowls Wokes, and that's steamed up. And he's edged it, and it's gone through the slips. And it's rolling away to the boundary before. Yep, he sort of drew the edge there, Wokes, and that was good bowling, but an unlucky result there for Chris Wokes. Smith picks up another boundary. He's on to 69. The gap between gully and third slip. He's at Pawan now. I don't know. Jack's taken a while, but he'll be on in a minute. Sorry about that. I'm just a bit dizzy, you know. But let's check for an overstep. He's overstepped. Chris Wokes has overstepped, so it'll be another no. It'll be a no ball. Last minute no ball called. 5 for 3-3-6. Wokes bowls. Left alone outside off stump. No run. Pawan speak. Don't know where Jack is. He should be on air. Why is he not on air? This is weird. All right, Wokes bowls again. That one's full and driven for 4 by Smith. Excellent shot there by Steve Smith again. Another boundary. Brilliant batting. Smith on fire. Last ball of the over smashed away. He's on to 73, Steve Smith. End of the over 5 for 340. And Jack. Wait, you're on air, I hope? Yep, you're there. Good. Smith timed that ball perfectly there. He just kept the balance. He's always really entertaining at the crease. Wonderful shot. What's your thoughts on that shot, Jack, to finish off the over?
Very good shot from Steve Smith. Good boundary. Very good shot. And Australia going along nicely.
Yep, indeed. It's been a wonderful game. Apologies for the technical issues. And Australia 5 for 340. We had a bit of a graphics change on the channel, if you noticed. Put the scoreboard on the bottom of the screen, which is, in my opinion, not so bad. Usually the scoreboard would be up there, right there, but it's not. It's down here. So, you know, it's not too bad. It's just a bit of a change. I hope you don't mind it. It's hard because it's backwards. They're working backwards here. But anyways, yeah, it's a new over. Jack, so what have you noticed from this part? I've noticed from this partnership that these players are very good balanced. Do you notice that as well? His bats.
Yeah, both of them are really batting well in this partnership. Good tempo to their innings, looking to be aggressive, but also balancing it with defence, and they're doing a good job.
Yep. Robinson bowls. That's left alone outside off stump for no run. It was decent bowling again. Yeah. So it's Carey just playing that defensive mode. 24. So that defensive mode is working, isn't it? In Adelaide Oval, we've seen the teams that win is the one that blocks the most almost. It survives the best.
Yes, that's right. Being patient, and for Australia, runs are coming, which is good.
Awesome. Yep. Robinson bowls, and that's just hit around the corner there by Carey. He grabs a single. Well, not Carey. Yeah, it was. Sorry. Silly mistake. Happy birthday, Mazzy Afridi, says Will. Is it Mazzy Afridi's birthday? Happy birthday to you if it is. Happy birthday if it's someone's birthday. Happy birthday, Mazzy. You're a legend. If you heard me, one of the big fans of the channel. Wonderful to hear about what's going on with you. So it's cool. Yeah. And got Robinson to Smith. And Robinson bowls. That's just sort of hit him in the fire there for no run. Pawan is Don of Sri Lanka. Ha ha ha. Funny. So, what do you think about all the Aussie players getting hit in that fight up area in the waist? Do you reckon that's deliberate from the England bowlers?
No, I don't think it would be. It's just some deliveries just catch you on guard and hit you. So that's the way it goes as a batsman. You're going to get hit, and I have.
Interesting. Robinson running in again to bowl to Smith. And that one is just worked around the corner by Smith, and the keeper saves it for no run. Arman Morris was timed out by Will Burford for 300 seconds. Will, please don't time them out. I'm not doing commentary in Hindi, okay? No, I can't speak Hindi. I'm an Englishman. Well, I'm not English, but I'm Australian, you know. English speaking by that, if you know what I mean by that. I'm not English, okay? I'm not from England. I'm an English-speaking Australian. No one in Australia speaks Hindi, and I don't speak it either. Do you speak Hindi? Oh, wait, after this ball. He bowls at once. Work two. Good wicket for no run. Do you speak Hindi? Be honest. No. You speak Hindi, Will Burford. I doubt it. You live in England. I mean, you could, but I don't. You right? Wait. Hang on. You right, Jack?
Yeah, fine.
Cool. Yeah. Robinson bowls to Smith, and Smith is back down the pitch for no run. That's the end of the over, 5 for 341. So it's been a wonderful effort from the Australians. Indeed it has. One of those games where the partnership has certainly been sparkling and sharp. 47 runs between the wickets for them. They've been very good at playing the ball with their hands and all that. Very amazing to watch. Mazzy Afridi says thanks. Yep, you're welcome, Mazzy. You're a legend. Great support of the channel. Yeah, it's been bad luck for England, but also dismay. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yeah, it has been. It's just been one of those days, test matches, where nothing has gone to plan.
Yeah, and they're just standing around the field waiting just for another wicket, but they're not going to get it. Or they might, but they have to wait. We just have to see Carey at the crease. It's going to be occupying it. I can't wait to see Jai Richardson tonight shining the ball up. Oh, that's going to be great. I kind of hope that Australia declare soon so we can kind of see more of them. He bowls. That one's defended on the stumps for no run to bid on. What do you think about that? What does that excite you as well, watching the bowlers under lights?
Yeah, it does. A lot of things happen. with the pink ball under lights. So it'll be very interesting to see how Australia go about it. I think they'll bowl a bit better than the England bowlers did yesterday.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. As Wokes runs in to Carey, and that one's hit away for the offside. That is beaten Rory Burns, and that'll go for 4. Excellent shot, Alex Carey. He sort of just waits on the length of it, and he just punishes it with the open face of the bat. Wonderful batting from Carey. Take us through that shot, Jack.
Very well guided from Carey there. Found the gap and got 4 runs for it. Very good shot.
Definitely, yeah. And Mezzi Afridi says Will is best Hindi commentary. Oh, he does Hindi commentary. How funny. How interesting. Okay. Cool. Let's see what happens. Wokes to Carey now. He's running in to Carey. He bowls. That's a short delivery. He works it out to the deep, fine leg. And there'll be 1 run. Oh. Santa Claus is coming to town, and he's going to be giving all the runs to the Australians. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Oh, look at Wokes. I have to say, Wokes to right-handers has been awesome this series. Just been fiery. Sorry. Santa Claus. He's going to make the Australians win, isn't he? What do you reckon?
Yep, I'm pretty sure he's gifting the Australians a lot of presents this Christmas. That's for sure.
Bowls. That one's pulled away by Smith. Oh, he's worked it into the stands. That is 6 runs. Excellent batting by SPD Smith. 79 he's on now. That is a 6-er. That is a shot of the century, isn't it? Only 21 runs to 100 if he makes it. It's a short ball from Wokes. Smith works it around with an open face to the corner. Massive pull shot into the Max Bashir stand, almost. And that was excellently hit into the crowd, and no catch, unfortunately, in the crowd, but massive boundary. Thanks, Mezzi, for the support. I share this live stream on my Facebook page. Maybe a bit of help for your channel. Yeah, awesome. You're an absolute legend, Mezzi. How good is it when you have super fans? He's like an absolute legend. I have good fans. For the 3 or 4 fans I have, they're good. Wokes again, and that one's defended for no run. Yeah, I may not have many fans, but at least they like my channel. You know what I mean? It's good. Take us through that shot, Jack.
Oh, what a shot from Smith. He just picked up the length so well. He was able to hit Wokes for 6.
Aha. And yeah, the launch speed, 126k an hour. Launch angle, 34 degrees. Interesting stats. Wokes bowls, short ball, defended to mid-on for no run. Yeah, Smith's speed. Fantastic. He just has the ability to hit it over the stand, doesn't he, Jack? What do you think?
He does. Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. And I think they're calling it a drinks break now. So 5-3-5-2. What do you make from this session? What did you make from the last hour of cricket? Has it been? It feels eventful, but not overly eventful. It's like not much has happened, eh? It's just kind of rolling on a bit.
Yeah, I think you've just noticed with that shot from Steve Smith, they're going to pick up the tempo now, Australia. They're looking to really put the foot down now. This partnership's really doing well between him, Smith and Carey. So they're just starting to put the foot down now and starting to get to that 450 as soon as possible. I think they'll bat on a little bit in the nighttime period. And just before stumps, they'll have like 20 overs maybe to bowl at England tonight or something like that. Get a few wickets before the end of play. So we're going to see some fireworks in this session, I think, from Smith and Carey.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, there's not much more to say, really. It's just the Ashes, isn't it? Drinks break. They're giving a player interview with James Anderson. I'm going to read off the subtitles so I can see what he has to say. And because it'd be interesting what they say, because Anderson's been bowling He's been quite well, hasn't he? He's been one of those teasing period early before the break, hasn't it? It's just one of those, a couple of wickets in quick succession. He says that, but Smith likes to make you grind it out. All the guys have dug in and made it hard for England, and he thinks that they've bowled well enough. To be honest, half the day and a half in the field, they think they were a bit unlucky. They took the chances, but it wasn't quite their day. That's what England. That's what Jimmy Anderson's been saying. What do you think about that? I mean, they could have had more wickets for sure. Isn't that right?
Yeah, they could have. They missed their opportunities. Simple as that. Didn't bowl well the new ball. Didn't make the most of it. England. So yeah, that's why they're in this position at the moment. So it's not looking good at this stage for them.
Rightio. I think we're going to have a commentary move over in a moment. I'm going to message up the sports breakdown. I'm going to ask him. All right. Thank you for being on, Jack. I need you to leave now. Thank you. It's been a honor having you. We'll have you back in half an hour. All right. See ya.
Yep.
See you in half
Bye.
an hour. Bye. All right. So Pawan will be joining us as soon as he gets a message from me. Ha ha ha. And it'll be a good game. So it's the drinks break just finished. It's 5-3-5-2. Basically, Freddie is always great and community support of the channel, isn't he? The partnership's moved on to 58 runs now. Brain's going a bit dizzy trying to get my head around this game, but at the end of the day, it's been Carey and Smith having a bit of a chill time at the crease, you know. It's been one of those type of games, hasn't it? Those two just strolling through at the crease. It's been quite a good game. Feel like it would stop. Rightio, so Stoke's bowling to Carey. Wicket being set up. Barmy Army chanting. Stoke's getting ready to run into bowl. That boy with you, he's commentating so good, like very professional. Thanks, Mezzy, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy. Glad to have your feedback. It's good to hear feedback on these streams. Yeah, thanks. Always good to hear. Yeah, it's. Yep. Here we go. Stokes runs in and bowls to Carey, left alone outside off stump for no run. If Pawan can join, I'll check. If it doesn't, I'll put in Jack again. All right. We're live on analog TV. How good is this? And then tomorrow, radio show, even more exciting. Stokes again, and he's been hit to point for no run. Australia 5-3-5-2. The battle for the Ashes is on. It's going. It's happening. We want you to share your thoughts on this Ashes series. It's such a big one, isn't it? Oh, yes. Indeed it is. Itchy as hell. Stokes running into bowl to Carey. He bowls. And that one's hit through to mid-off for no run. So it's been one of those type of games, isn't it? I'm hoping that he joins. Anyways, I should have not let Jack out. Oh, I hate how this happens. Anyways, we're joining soon. He does a good job, doesn't he? Pawan, he's a good commentator. Just sort out technology. It's exhausting. I love all these commentators. They're all wonderful. They're doing this voluntarily, you know. He bowls again. That one's driven through point. It's rolling away. I think that it will be 3 runs. 2 runs. Yeah, they're just trying to rotate the strike through a bit. Australia against Stokes. Ensure that the game flows a bit. That's exactly what the aim is. Not to be too hard on it. And that's how it all works. Just a bit uncomfortable, sorry. Just something. Commentary. You sit down there for long periods of time. Stokes running into bowl again. He bowls and there's an edge to slip. England get a wicket. I think he's caught it. Has he? No, he hasn't. It might have been dropped there. Might have dropped the catch there, Root. That was unlucky. I think Stokes bowled a good delivery there. Drawed the edge. And Root.
Hello, I'm so
just short of Root.
I thought,
Yeah. Hello, Pawan.
I
Welcome
thought
back on the stream.
yeah, I just had my lunch. That's why I got a bit late.
Cool. I hope you enjoyed the food. It's prayer time.
Yeah, I did.
Mezzy. Yeah, Mezzy's heading out now. All right,
I
yeah,
did.
it's cool. That's the main thing. Bowls again. That one's
but
driven through the
it was
offside.
so close.
Carey is flamboyant today, isn't he? He's really batting on. We'll grab a couple through.
It was so close though to get. I think Binstow. I think nearly they got. I don't know. It was Smith or Carey. I think it was. It was Carey, right? Yeah, so close to get him out. Joe Root just couldn't catch. I mean, just grab that catch.
One bounce. That's how it goes sometimes.
And slip, yeah. Ooh.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
Pounded into the wicket there, Ben Stokes. So that's what happens.
True. Yes.
It's one of those, actually.
Ben Stokes has been very unlucky this time.
Yeah. Indeed, he has. He's just one of those. He's just pounding into the wicket every delivery. Just no luck. He's bowling in the right places to get the edge. That's a good sign for England, I think. As they're bringing Broad into the attack. He's 1 for 44 off 21 overs, but we'll see what happens, Stuart Broad. He's already bowled 21 overs, so just have to see. It might be good. I sense it will be good from Broad. He bowls good spells, generally speaking.
The surprise though is Joe Root bowling 20 overs in this test match, which I didn't expect happening, didn't expect that to happen. I thought he's going to bowl, but not so many overs.
Yeah, it's because they don't have that spinner. And this is a problem with England when they don't pick a spinner. They have an all-rounder or a batsman bowling 30 overs of spin. And it just, we've seen this before in other games with Moeen Ali bowling many overs for England. And it just doesn't quite work out. So, it's one of those type of games where it just doesn't stop, So, but he's bowled well today, Broad. 1 for 44 off 21 overs. It's been a decent spell. It's nothing to complain about as such. It's just been pretty chill. Not too bad. He's bowling to Smith now. He's running in. I'm going to commentate now.
Seen that aggression from Broad.
Yep, he bowls. That one's defended. Yep, you can talk now.
Yeah, I would say he hasn't shown much of his aggression. Broad, we usually see when he comes on the crease, when he bowls on the crease. I mean, he shows that aggression. I haven't seen that so far in this Ashes test, and I think it's just because the Australian are piling the pressure on the English bowlers. So yeah, he just needs to bowl at the right lengths. Yeah, and which we don't see
100%.
Right now.
100%. He's running into Smith again. Let's see if he can bowl one on the right length and get one to move. He bowls again. That's a full delivery. And instead the opposite happens and Smith is working it through the onside to Wokes down at mid-on position who runs around and there's 1 run. So
I'm so happy that Smith is near 100. I hope he doesn't get out in the 90s. Fingers crossed.
We've had the habit of that in Australia.
Smith is doing brilliant, marvelous. And his average in the Ashes is usually really good even. So, yeah, he's doing really well as captain again. I mean, everyone was reminding about the sandpaper incident, but I don't think Steve Smith will ever do a thing like that again after getting backlash by the Australian media. So I think we can trust on Smith for now.
Yeah, definitely. So we got Broad running into bowl. You make a good point there about the media and all that. So, that's how it all works. I guess that's the life, that's the world that we live in, isn't it? You play at bowls, that one's needed down to third man, third man gully type position for one run there. So, that's how it all.
How was the media's response when Smith was captain, like in Australia, with the Australian people and the fans, about Steve Smith being the test captain, for this test match?
Yeah.
Was there any criticism?
There wasn't anything, no. No, not much media reaction to the fact that Smith's now captain. It's kind of like, I thought there may have been, but there hasn't really. It's not too bad. He's became vice captain. They're building him up, but they're just being careful. And people know the situation They know that he bowls again Broad, and that's defended for no run. They know that Smith is basically just filling in as well. So I think the media, I shouldn't call them understanding, but, they know what's happening here.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's not the first time that players have done sandpaper, even in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan cricketers have done that and haven't got banned. So I say 1 year was a bit too much, I would say, that ban. But yeah, it was good for Smith and Vaughan eventually, and we saw how Vaughan did in the 2020 World Cup, and both of them showing
into Smith. Yeah, Broad bowled 10 seconds ago. Broad bowled to Smith and he hit it down to mid-on for no run. Yeah, definitely. And Australia's not the first team to ball tamper. Everyone calls the Aussies the ball tamperers, but you're right. They're not necessarily were. It's not the only team that were doing it.
Yeah.
Like I heard a story about Pakistan cheated a few years ago, didn't they? 10 odd years ago.
And Sri Lanka, I think Dinesh Chandimal did the same as well.
And they get away with it more than the Aussies.
Banned.
Yeah. Except this is more famous because they're more famous players. Broad bowls, that one's full, and that's 2 point for no run. 5 for 3, 5-8 at the end of the over. Yeah, it's a long over, isn't it? Yeah, Smith, honestly, in my opinion, he's sort of learned from his mistakes. Like the moment he did it, he knew what he did wrong. And it wasn't even his fault. It was really David Warner's fault. Cameron Bancroft was peer pressured.
But since he was captain, he got penalised. But actually, he wasn't actually involved in that sandpaper incident mostly. I think he gave the go-ahead, to Warner to do this. But he was not involved in this sandpaper incident.
Yeah.
He just gave the thumbs up for that to happen.
Yeah. And then guess what? They got caught. I bet you plenty of teams do this all the time. It's just whether you get caught or not. Just bad luck.
True.
But it must have. I reckon England are probably. I'm not going to accuse, but England probably don't.
Really good. Yeah. I'm so impressed with Stokes. This last test match, he was called for those no balls.
He bowls.
I hope they're checking. They're checking the no balls properly. I hope so. Umpires, on-field umpires.
Yeah. That was a disaster.
Yeah, Channel 7 will be back.
Yeah.
Others, Channel 7 will be back checking on Ben Stokes' no balls.
Yeah. It's good. They're getting better. The first test they didn't. First ball of the over was a dot. You're just talking over me. Yeah. But Stokes, now that they know what's good and bad, he can bowl well. There's a packed Adelaide Oval. Stokes bowls to Carey. Carey defends the ball for no run.
A bit ahead, that's the thing. That could be the issue. No.
Yeah, being ahead on streams can be a bit frustrating because spoilers.
Yeah.
Sorry, cough.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping a bit silent while I'm watching for you to commentate.
Yeah. I have one current live viewer, but
decent over from Ben Stokes so far, bowling at the right lengths, coming from the other end.
That one's defending back for another pitch for no run. Yep, indeed. The viewing's going back up again, but nothing in the live chat so far. But share your thoughts. Average watch time 4 minutes on this stream. That's decent. And 89 playback. So, that's
Great.
4 minutes times 89. That's a good 3.5 hours of watch time. So, not upset with that.
Right.
This is why I live.
Oh, good bounce. Oh, really good bouncer there. Sorry for spoiling, but that was good intention from Ben Stokes over there.
Yeah, how did you see that ahead? How are you ahead now? Now you're ahead of me.
I was watching online now. I'm watching it on TV. I think Sony.
Could you-
I think
can you
Sony is
have-
going with Fox. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
can you
about
time
the
shift?
Fox
Can you-
and.
Yeah, mate. Can you time shift, mate? So you can watch it in time with me, bring it back 10 seconds. Pause the TV. Can you do that?
Sure. Okay, sure. I'll try to do that. Yeah.
Just count to 10 in your head and just do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. No problem.
Yeah. So it's in time. If we get it in line, then when the bowler's running in, then we can talk during the gaps. It's even easier. Stokes bowls to Carey. And that one's cut away through the offside, and there's a fielding save. And there's 1 run. No, there's 2 actually.
No, there's an overthrow.
So wind your TV. So it's an overthrow. So it's for over 360. So just time shift your TV or whatever, so you're in line with what I'm saying, and you should be good.
Yeah.
Crawley's on the screen
sure.
right now.
No problem.
Yep. I'll follow the last ball of the over for you while you do that. Yeah, fielding drop, fielding spill. The replay says yes. He missed the stumps by a mile. They went and snuck an extra run on overthrows. Carey on strike for the last ball of the over. Stokes runs in, releases the ball, bowls, and he's hit it away through cover. Carey through extra cover. He's got a boundary. Excellent shot. That raced away on the field.
Brilliant shot from Alex Carey. Outstanding.
Great timing, wasn't
Outstanding
it?
shot.
That? He sort of leapt on it, didn't he?
Cover drive.
He just jumped on it and flayed away.
Very poor fielding placements from Joe Root. I expect a bit more, and this is not good in terms of tactics from Joe Root. Could be in a sort of a trouble now if he doesn't win a test match here in Ashes. I mean, if he doesn't win one match, he could get criticized by the English media and the fans. So he better deliver in this Ashes test in Australia, or I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Root.
Indeed. England need to do something. They need to find a trick. They need to get a wicket. That's what they need. They can't stuff around for a minute now. They got all this stuff happening, so they got to get it. Broad now got the ball now in hand. He runs in and bowls, and that's a length delivery. Beaten Smith outside off stump for no run. Excellent bowling.
That's a beauty. It's a beauty from Stuart Broad's. It could have been nicked even from Steve Smith. That was a great delivery. Just beaten Smith off over there. Perfect length. Should bowl there. Should bowl at that length.
Definitely. How long have you been on for? Be honest. Been on for about half an hour. I may need to swap with Jack again. Right. He bowls to Smith again.
I think I came.
Defends for no run. 2 mid on.
I think around 10 to I think 12 minutes I came around live.
Cool. You can talk for a bit longer then. So there's 2 dots in the over. Are you in line with me now?
Yeah, I am.
Cool. So that's awesome, because then because when the bowler starts running in, you stay quiet and I talk. And as soon as the ball's finished and I finish, you talk as much as you like. But as soon as that bowler's running in, I'm on it. I'm talking again. That's how it all works. That's why I said no talking during spin overs. But now that we know it, we probably can get away with it. Broad to Smith, he bowls. And that one's defended to point for no run.
20 runs for Smith to get his 100. Ooh.
Yeah, indeed. It's 20 runs away.
Why are so many fielders on the 30-yard circle? I don't get it.
Yeah, they're trying to attack him, trying to get a miss hit, like a close-in miss hit. That's probably what they're aiming for. Yeah, it's a bit interesting tactics, I would say. Broad to Smith, he bowls. It's a short delivery and he defends that for no run. 5-3-6-4, Smith 80, Carey on 41. Your thoughts?
Right now, England are trying to attack Smith. They're trying to get him dismissed. So there's some sort of approach from England. Good lines so far from Broad. Very impressed with him so far. But still, as you say, obviously Australia ahead. England have to get 1 or 2 breakthroughs. And it's very crucial. It's really crucial right now. This session is really crucial for England if they want to bat in the first innings.
Yeah.
I mean, today itself and get a result.
Brought in,
Then
and
maybe
that's
they
defended to mid-wicket for no run. Yep, dot ball there. Continue.
maybe they should get Smith out right now. And yep, let's see how they do. I would like to see Broad and Anderson both bowling together, or Broad and Ollie Robinson just switch without making a spinner to bowl in between. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm similar as well. The spin. There's no point having a part-time spinner bowling 30, 40 overs because he needs to bat as well. He can't be batting tired because tonight he's going to get knocked over for a duck if he's this tired, to be honest. Broad bowls again, and that's clipped around the corner. It beats the leg slip type fieldsman, and they will grab a single. So 5 for 3, 6 5. Australia at the end of the over. It's been good effort.
I don't get the placements of it.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? The way they fielded around the bat. It's kind of a bit of an old-fashioned trap. It's you know, the leg slips and all that. It's kind of 60s almost, like 1960s cricket, retro. But you know, it might work. This is some good old-fashioned Test cricket they're trying to play because playing modern style is clearly not working. Except the ball's bouncing a bit awkwardly out of late. It's always a bit of a strange-looking bounce, the pitch. I guess maybe it's the camera angle that makes it look like that a bit, though, to be honest. Do you agree? Like, there's something different about the camera angle in front of the wicket, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Smith on 81, Carey on 41. Stokes with the over. Bowler Smith.
Great partnership, by the way.
Yeah, definitely good partnership. That's defended 2 mid-wicket for no run. Yeah. This partnership, 71. How long do you think they're going to keep on going? Hang on.
To Australia.
Yeah, how long do you reckon?
I think they should bet the whole day. I would say maybe if they get their 500, 550, then I would say then try to declare if they want to give England some overs today. But yeah, they have to see how it's going on. I mean, 450, I would say even 500 would be I would say 500 would be ideal for Australia right now, and just put some pressure on England so that they can win by innings. That's what I would think right now. If I'm the Australian captain, if I'm Steve Smith right now, I would feel like to put a big target for England to, get a lead on, to trail on, and maybe try to win it by innings right now if they are going, if this partnership continues.
Indeed, he bowls. That one's clipped from the leg side again. They've got that habit there, the Aussies, don't they? Of just clipping around the corner. Down on the corner, out in the street, as they say. Creedence Clearwater Revival. They're a 70s band from America. You may have heard of them, but you probably haven't. Yeah, it's quite cloudy. It's probably quite humid. It's very hot in Adelaide. So, you know, the English would be struggling out there. You maybe don't look at them and think that, but if you went to the crowd and you knew what the weather was, you'd understand. They'd be dying out there.
I've never been to Adelaide. I've never been to the Adelaide grounds before. I've been to MCG though. I've been to MCG and Sydney grounds before.
Cool.
Yeah. So great though, MCG, especially the crowds, amazing. One of the best for me, the MCG. The crowd noise, live.
Yeah, Carey faced a bit off there.
Would like to go to Adelaide though and see a match. Maybe one day, yeah.
Fair enough. Come to Perth. If Perth gets a match. They usually don't, but it'd be good if they did. Isn't that right?
Unfortunate for Perth fans, like you, so unfortunate. You could have even commentate on the grounds itself.
Can't do that.
Doing a live stream.
I wouldn't bother. I'm paying so much money for tickets. He bowls. That one's hit away to cover for no run. Because
not for that much. Like for about 20 minutes. like around 20 to 30 minutes.
There's people sitting
Not for
around
so
me
long.
staring.
I would say like around
Nah.
5 to 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah, but then the people around would stare at me and it'd be a bit awkward. So
True, yeah. True.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but like I'm not unless I'm in if I'm in a box maybe on my own. If I was on my own in a box, I'd do that probably, just as a bit of a thing, and you get that local atmosphere. But I wouldn't if I was like whatever. If I was a point for no run at the end of the over. Generally with cricket though, if I'm doing a live, generally I'll do a vlog or something. Sometimes if there's one game in Perth, I know it sounds weird, the opposite to what's commercially good. I want to enjoy the game, if you know what I mean. If there's one game in Perth and I won't vlog it. But sometimes I'll vlog a little bit, and sometimes I don't. Because if I vlog it, then I don't enjoy the game as much.
Yeah, perfectly right on that.
Yeah, but then I feel, because I'm a YouTuber, I feel like I should vlog it. It's a bit weird. It's a bit annoying, because it's like, if I go to the game, do I vlog or do I not? If I'm with friends, I may not vlog, because I don't want to be rude. But then with my parents, I will just vlog it, because they're not going out of the way to get me there, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever, like anything like that.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. Because you know that if I get someone giving me tickets to cricket very nicely, then I kind of just want to enjoy the game. But I don't go to many cricket games because tickets cost money and I have to take the bus, and I hate taking buses everywhere. Hate public transport. It sucks. You have to wait.
How far is like from your place to the Perth Stadium?
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
public
the
transport.
Optus Stadium.
It's better than most bowls. That one's to tip for a single. But there's one run there. Oh, it's overthrows. That's going to be 5 runs for the Aussies. So 5 for 371. Important runs there.
Horrible.
Not fun for the English, but awesome for Steve Smith. Don't know why that's listed as 2 runs.
What on earth are they doing? Oh my God, England field. Oh God, what a poor test for them.
Or is it what? So they got the run, and then
It's
they
an overthrow.
misfielded it. And it went to the boundary.
So it's 5 runs.
Yeah, it's good for the Aussies. Smith's getting his score up. The 5s, I've seen someone get 8.
What are they doing? I seriously don't know. And this is Rory. Who was that? Rory Burns.
Yeah, that'd be embarrassing. 5 for 371. Smith on to 87. How good is this? He's getting near to his 50, near to his 100. So it's awesome. 5 runs are fairly. I guess they put pressure and push the fielders, and that's what happens when you put pressure on. Bowls to Carey. Short ball worked away. It beats him. It goes through square leg for 4. Big boundary. Excellently hit by Carey.
Boundary. Brilliant boundary.
You go. Take us through it, Pawan.
He middled it. Just fantastic. No fielders over there on the leg side. Fantastic shot. It's a beauty to watch that. Yeah. Just a beautiful shot from Alex Carey. And he's just in his comfort zone. 9 runs already in the over.
Definitely. Brilliant batting. He bowls again. That one's driven through to cover for no run. I'll move. We're going to change. We're going to have a commentary change. Right. At the end of this over, we're going to move you out and we'll put in Jack again. So, yeah. Because we need to switch. But it doesn't really matter now the time limit. So, actually, you can commentate with Jack if you want as well. It's just going to be a bit busy in the box.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm free.
He bowls. That one's full and another drive, and he's had a drop catch a point. It flew like a tracer bullet.
Until around the session ends. Anyways, you're not doing a last session, right? For today, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing the last session, no. It's just too hard. That sounds lazy, but, it's just... it's the evening, I want to have my dinner, I want to enjoy myself a bit more. It's that time of the year.
True, yeah. Big Christmas around the corner as well.
Yeah, he bowls. That one's defended for no run. Yeah. But through the day, it's just super light.
Yeah. The boxing test is going to be exciting. on the
Yeah, it will
26th.
be.
I'm waiting for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't wait. The Aussies are
I
going
think
to
it's
be
at
good to
the
watch. MCG, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
MCG, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Perfect place.
Yeah. It's been a great performance of cricket for what I've been seeing in the commentary box. I call it the commentary box. It's a virtual commentary box. How good is it though, technology-wise, that we can do this? Bowls, that one's driven away for not 4, but there's a run out there to the deep. Not many people around the world.
I do agree. Technology has helped so much in this game of cricket also, and for us to commentate also. So we need to thank Zoom.
Yeah, definitely.
Good bowling
So,
by Ben Stokes. Really good bowling. He deserves a 5-wicket haul. How he's bowling. He deserves it in this test.
yeah, it's
Just
just one of
bowling
those
with good
spells.
length. I would say he's done an excellent job compared to Anderson and Broad.
Yeah. He just gives it his all, even after 21 overs. And considering he's an all-rounder, so he also has to bat. Can you imagine? Put yourself in his position, batting at number 6, expected to score 50 or 100. Big shoes. Stokes bowl, short ball, hooked away, down to deep square leg. And they will grab
A
one
single.
run. Yep. 4 balls left to the over. Internet is absolutely woeful, just so you get the idea. Giving enough video to maintain
Is it my internet or your internet?
My internet, mine. Giving enough video to no data.
Okay.
Stream won't shortly unless you restart it in your streaming software.
Yeah, you're a bit lagging. Yeah, I also see that.
Yeah. It's terrible. Okay, Dibbly Dobbly's coming in now. Jack will be in. Now the 40-minute limits apply, but I'm finishing at 4:40 at 20 to 5, so should be all right. Yeah. Indeed. Welcome to the stream, Jack. Welcome back. We're going to have 3 now because it's finishing soon. Bowls, that one's driven.
Let's have me back. It's been exciting cricket.
For sure. Probably because don't know what. Back on air again. Stokes to Carey. Yeah. Stokes to Carey. And indeed, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Stokes bowls. And that one's up in the air. Is that gone off the bat? No, it hasn't. So no run there. Yep. There you go. Couple of balls left to the over.
It's not out, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, full pack crowd. Adelaide, that's good in the afternoon, Friday afternoon, to see that.
Yeah, it's always a good time of the year, isn't it? Christmas time. It's fantastic. Stokes bowls. That's a short ball. He worked it away this time, Carey. And he gets it down to the deep. And he will grab 1 run. It's only 1 run.
Alex Carey's playing.
Yeah. Let's see if Smith can
But
get his
overall,
100 by the end.
Alex Carey has been just great.
Yeah. And Jack, what's your thoughts on Alex Carey today? Yep.
He's been batting well, Carey. That's what he can do for the strikers and for South Australia, and he's doing it superbly. Great to see him scoring runs.
Definitely. Stokes runs in, short ball, hit over the slips. Excellently guided by Smith. It'll go for 4. That's the end of the over. 5 for 383. There you go. Take us through that shot. Yeah. Pawan or Jack?
Wow, what a shot. Let Jack start, yeah.
What do you reckon,
Great
Jack,
shot from Smith. Good improvisation there. We're seeing Australia being aggressive now, and we're going to see some shots from Smith and Carey, that's for sure. That was a good shot.
Definitely. Yeah, he's starting to show a bit of form here.
Yeah,
If
that's
he's
what
not
I
starting
would
to,
say
he's
as well.
starting.
Just
Yeah, gear lifting.
just
That's what
good
they call it.
content.
Yeah, gear lifting at the crease.
Mm.
This is probably going for real commentary. Carey facing up to Robinson. He's on 48. He's nearing his half century. It's going to be very good to see. Smith into the 90s. Carey on 48. This is exciting because they're getting near a knock.
What a
It's pressure
partnership!
moments.
What a partnership by these two.
I know. They're jumping on top. Keeping England at bay, I guess. That wicket keeper 50 that always keeps England at bay. We see that happening time after time. Just bowls to Carey. And he defends that one to mid-off for no run. What do you reckon, Jack? Like we saw Tim Payne in 2017, and now Alex Carey with a half century. What do you reckon? Jack, are you there?
Yep. Usually the keeper's runs are usually crucial for any side. And it's good to see Carey finally getting his chance and scoring some runs.
Yeah, definitely. And do you
I think they just showed Steve Smith being the second highest.
Yep. Inside edge, no run. Yep. Continue. You have something to say? This is getting quite. Everyone, you two are getting quite.
No,
quiet.
I was talking about.
As captain.
I was talking about Steve Smith being the second highest. Centuries as captain. Yeah, it's a great achievement for Steve Smith.
I know he's gonna. Is he gonna pass Ponting as the most Test centuries as Australian captain? I wonder. That's what we want to see. 5 for 383. It's Robinson to Carey. Robinson bowls. That just bounced on him a little bit, and he hits it, and it goes down to Butler for no run. He's on 48 runs from 99 balls. So it's going to be a good view this game. Yep. Internet's disgraceful.
3 dots so far from Robinson.
Jeez, it's bad. Yeah, right. The internet's not that bad. I was like, for a moment. Robinson bowls. That one's defended to cover for no run. It's back to the green, so it's good. He's nearly on 50. This is going to be a good game. This is a good knock, isn't it? Just what Australia needed. England are being pumped. There's just no way back. I thought England might be able to do kind of what Australia did and get some wickets in the first session, but didn't come that way. Robinson bowls. That one's defended by Carey for no run to mid-off. What do you think, Pawan, of the Aussie performance?
Just outstanding. I don't have any words to say because Warner scored a 95, Labuschagne scored a century. Now Smith closer to get another century. Carey performing well. I say this is a really solid performance from Australia in a day-night test, and we know how good they are in day-night test Australia anyways. So this is terrific and good that they won the toss and chose to bat because they are just capitalizing on this great performance. And England are in all sorts of trouble right now.
Definitely. Last ball of the over just hit Carey there. In that fire region, everyone's getting hit there at the moment, it feels like. We see plenty of nut shots and all that sort of stuff. It's been interesting. But what's looking at bowling plans? Stokes. He's bowling into that. He's firing it into certain areas of certain batsmen. He's keeping it into that top of off type area, just that uncertain channel. That's where Stokes is bowling it to Carey. And it looks like he might be trying to deliver results there, but I'm not quite sure. What do you think, Jack? Is Stokes, even though he's not getting a wicket, is he bowling successfully as such, Jack?
He's bowled okay. Obviously, to get 2 wickets has been pretty good. Obviously, 22 overs he's bowled. It's a bit tiring, but he's always kept steaming in there and getting wickets. So, he's toiled hard as all of the England bowlers, but 138 overs, it's been a long day in the field. Just like Australia wanted, really, and it's gone to plan. They've absolutely bossed this game, and for England, there's no hope for them of winning this game. only to draw it, but that could be a very hard task to do. So Australia bossing this game, dominant, and can't wait to see Smith bring up his century and Carey hopefully his half century.
Yeah, and I also can't wait to see the game under lights a little bit. Isn't that right? It's just we're about to go under lights. We're about to really, we're starting to get dark in Adelaide slowly. So we're about to feel that coming. Oh, it's going to be great. Just the most exciting part of the day. Got Anderson bowling to Smith, and he's defended it there, Smith. Straight back down the pitch. He's on 92, Smith. The partnership's 89. Smith's on 92. I'm in commentary with Jack from the WW podcast and Parwan from Sports Breakdown, two wonderful commentators, podcasters, hard-working YouTubers, as it must be said, across many different places. So it's wonderful across social media and all that. So it's wonderful to have you guys as guests on this live. So hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as I am. I'm having a good time. He bowls Anderson, and that one's worked across the stumps, and he gets it down to deep. Backward square leg for 1 run. I mean, thank you for joining. Like, just a big credit
Seems
for
like
the
how
moment.
having so much fun.
Yeah.
In
Look at all the
Adelaide.
balls being tossed around. They always have fun, don't they, the Aussies? Pawad, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, they're having fun anyways, holiday, festive. So yeah, they're having a great time, and it's good that the fans are enjoying this heat in Adelaide, and good to see it engaged. I mean, watching this match compared to the other tests, because you never know what happens in the night with the pink ball. And yeah, and Australia have a pretty good in day-night test. So it's great to see a big crowd in the holidays, and hope it continues throughout the Ashes. And great turnout. Very impressed with the turnout of the crowds.
Yeah, it's because also you can come home after work and go to the Ashes. How good is that, if you think about it? Anderson bowls. That one's on the stumps. It's clipped across the pads down to deep. 5 for 385. Smith on 93. Carey on 49. The
Great to
partnership
see
on
two of
91.
my favorite batsmen from Australia going to get hundreds. Manas Labuschagne and Steve Smith, two of my favorite batsmen in Australia right now and at present. But I rate them as one of my top 5 test players, I think, both of them, Steve Smith and Labuschagne, for sure, right now.
Yeah, same.
Top
He
5
bowls.
test batsmen of
That one's defended
at
to a
present.
wicket for no run. Yeah, indeed. They're both very good players, I'd say. Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? And Jack, who do you think is the best player of all time?
Oh, that's very hard to say. If you're judging all eras, well, people say Sachin was the best, but yeah, that's a very tough question to answer to play this game. Batsmen and bowlers, it's very hard to judge who's the best of all time. Yeah, so that's a tough question to answer, I should say.
Yep, same.
Can you name one?
Even it's
Try to
very
name one.
difficult. If it's
Try to name one. Either of you. Pick a few. Pick a few and go with them. I know you like Smith and Marnus and all that. Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's a style. I think the Aussies don't really enjoy them. He's bowled a good delivery, Anderson. It's trapped Smith on the pad and he's given out LBW. It was a nicely
Oh my
pitched
God.
delivery. Full length.
It's out.
40.
Yes. Oh my God. What happened? What a delivery from James Anderson. What a delivery. Good length. I was sensing a wicket coming. I didn't want Smith to go out for 100. And what just happened?
Yeah.
Just a nervous 90. Same. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I think it's outside leg. I'm not sure if it's going.
Yeah, it's being
I'm not
reviewed.
sure
They're
whether
reviewing
it's
it.
out right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I reckon that's hitting middle to off. Judging by the pitching, I don't think he's hit it, but he got it on a relatively good to fuller length there, the bowler. So, they won't be an edge, and it's probably hitting. Getting it to bounce over the stumps, that would be pretty good luck. I doubt that happened. No edge. Or maybe it's going onto off stump, perhaps. Or maybe it's not pitching in front of the off stump, therefore the silly review thing won't call it out. That's what I reckon's happened. Oh, it's dead. It's hitting. It's umpire's
God,
call. The
getting off
impact.
right off.
It's a wicket.
No, Smith.
They don't lose the review, but Smith's out.
Oh my God.
In the 90s. 2 batsmen for Australia that were out in the 90s in this innings. Smith's another culprit. He's out for
Wow.
93. Australia, 6 for 385.
Not
Jack
at all.
has been watching along. 159 dot balls, the toiling, all the hard work, and all over. Jack, take us through that innings from Steve Smith. What do you think of that?
It was a brilliant knock. Typical Steve Smith, unfortunately, missed that one that hit him on the pads. But no, he played a very good knock. He'd be disappointed, but he played for the team. Good innings. He's put us in a good position along with Carey in this partnership. And disappointed not to get the century, but it's the way it goes in cricket, But at the end of the day, if Australia win the Test match, that'll be more important to Smith than 100. So, a fantastic knock. That's the way it goes. Oh, well, hopefully the next innings in Melbourne or the second innings here, he can score 100.
New batsman to the crease, Mitchell Starc. So they're not going with Nessa, which is an interesting strategy. You'd think that they put Nessa up. So we'll see what they happen. I think they got Starc up because he's more aggressive, perhaps, to try and slog the quick runs. What do you reckon? Anyone? Wait, it's 2 of you, so I have to.
I was a bit surprised, actually.
Yep, hang on.
I was a bit surprised. Actually, I thought...
He bowls, and Carey makes his 50. Carey's got a 50. He just hits it through square leg.
Brilliant.
And
Maiden half century. Maiden half century. Brilliant knock. What a knock from Carey. He was just fabulous. With the shots that he played, the cover drives, the timings of his shots, just superb. Just superb batting from Alex Carey. I hope he gets 100 because he's just played so well right now with his shots, timed his shots, and great job from Alex Carey. And hope he doesn't get out in the 90s like what Smith and Warner has just done. Yeah, that's it I can say.
Yeah, 100%. So Mitchell Starc, the new batsman, had to face up. It's good that Carey got his 50, but now the new batsman's on strike, so anything can happen. Robinson into Starc. Starc leaves the ball. He pushes the ball across Starc. He's a left-hander, of course, Mitchell Starc. So Robinson.
I think there was some low bounce. I think there was some low bounce when Anderson delivered that delivery to get Smith out. I was it was a shock of a delivery for me because that low bounce trapped Smith also and made him LBW. So that was a brilliant delivery from Anderson.
Oh, it was fantastic. Robinson again, full delivery, hit down to mid-on for no run. So it's 6 for 386 Australia. Yeah, Australia will be exhausted at the moment. They'll probably be England will be. Both teams will be tired. Even Australia will be to some extent because they've just been out there for so long. They've got a game to play though. At the end of the day, don't they? So they've got to keep going and trapping Smith.
They're showing that bounce. Yeah. They're showing that bounce where the low bounce and the high bounces that Anderson was previously bowling. Yeah, that's
even that delivery just there that was defended. Just you moved in and defended it. It's the bounce is going down. They're pushing it across. They're going to try and push a low delivery across Starc. And he's going to go for a big shot.
Most probably they're bowling cross stream right now, especially Anderson. That's why I think that he somehow got Smith out. And they're getting the right lengths right now as it comes towards night, and maybe England can get them all out for like 450 or something right now if they do go like this continuously.
Yeah, England have a chance of doing that, but we'll just have to see. I don't think 386 is enough to declare. Robinson bowls, Starc works across it, and there's no run there. And they're bringing in the fielders here, England. They're trying to attack the Aussies. There's a couple of slips in place. There's a leg gully type position, which the ball was just glanced to there by Starc. And there's like a mid-wicket and square leg, and they're all rolling in. It's jolly old. I love when I play in the backyard and there's all these close-in fielders on the oval. This is a good field. Except they're moving. Actually, that leg gully type fieldsman out to deep square leg, which is interesting. But they have a catcher, Anderson, at like silly mid on, and a short mid wicket, and a bit of a mid on type fieldsman. As Stark drives the ball off Robinson for a couple of runs to the deep mid wicket region. So interesting. Not where Robinson wanted it, but then again, it's a massive chess game. They're going to try and set the batsman up. So that's the end of the over. Take you through the 50 highlights package. Alex Carey, a fantastic knock. Anything short, he'll punish. Anything too full, he'll punish. Anything bad, he goes for the big shot down the ground. It was a stellar knock from him, and he richly deserved that half century. It was beauty to the eye, in my opinion. What do you think, Pawan?
Yeah, it's outstanding. Talk about Alex Carey and his wagon wheel, what they're showing right now. Outstanding knock from him, and playing both on the offside and on the onside. Just brilliant batting. As I said, as he got the half century, it's timing the ball very well, and just getting those connection shots and just playing brilliantly right now. His cover drives. And good to see Alex Carey, and his intent right now is just outstanding, and hope he can continue that, because he's the last, I think, proper batsman. I would say, I don't know about Michael Nessa coming up, but Alex Carey, he needs to carry that innings along, since he's in fine timing right now with the bats. So yeah, good intent, and a great 50 for him.
100%. Anderson bowls. That's defended to point for no run. Yes, and it's been one of those days for Australia. They've had a bit of fun, haven't they? Carey's really giving it a go. And there's the Barmy Army. They keep the energy up, the Barmy Army. That's what I love about them. They're loyal supporters. Even when England are a little bit down, they're going to give them a bit of a cheer up and keep them happy. Isn't that right? Yep. Anderson to Carey. He bowls. That one sneaks a single to mid on full. And it's 6 for 3-8. No, it doesn't. Carey on to 51. Jack, take us through. Talk to me. Yep. Say something.
I've just been sitting back and enjoying the cricket, just relax. And
just chilling.
Just chilling, and it's been good for Australia. Are England going to get to the third new ball? They've bowled 140 overs already, so... Yeah,
we'll see how they do with the third new ball.
Third new ball territory.
To nip the ball around on day 2. I reckon Australia will get knocked over if they don't declare. They won't declare, but they're going to get knocked over tonight. They're not going to be batting on day 3. I hope they don't.
Yeah, sure, definitely, 100%.
They may bat slow, but they won't be that close. Bowls again, Anderson, and Stark works it away to that interesting mid-on type position for 1 run.
I'm a bit surprised by Nessa wasn't brought at number 8, since he can bat.
Yeah, because he's picked as he's an all-rounder, Michael Nessa. So maybe they're trying to preserve him to be bowling, perhaps. That might be the reason, do you think? Anderson. He bowls. That one's spooned up in the air. Hamid has caught it.
Oh, no.
England get a massive wicket. Carey is out for 51.
Brilliant bowling from Anderson, by the way.
Yep. Leading edge. Anderson bowled really well. He's now 2 for 51. Anderson, Australia. 7 for 370. Carey gone for 51. Take us through
2 overs, 2 wickets. What a catch by Hamid, by the way. Brilliant catch from him. And Alex Carey, that was a loose shot, unnecessary, I would say, right now. At this stage, they should have just gone and got that 400, 450, and he had a chance to get 100, but that was just a loose shot. I don't have much to say over here.
Yeah.
Just disappointing. And I think it's key, right?
They said in the live chat, Jimmy the chat, making things happen. Indeed he is. He's making things happen, James Anderson. And I think they're calling it to be tea now, or dinner. I don't know. It's confusing, but it's tea, nonetheless, or dinner break, It's the end of the second session, so he says he needed to do it, Pawan. They are looking to declare in a while, I reckon. Ha ha ha. but they've only got 390, so I doubt it. But it's up to Pawar.
I don't
So that's
think
the end
they'll
of the
declare
session.
right now. They have Nesser, right? They have Nesser to come up. So why would they try
Yeah.
to go and declare right now?
Yeah. So take us through
I
the
would
innings.
say
It's been
it's been
yeah. Okay.
now I say after Carey's wicket, I think it's like 50-50, I would say, in this session, like both Australia and England, especially Anderson getting both Smith and Carey out to the last delivery before tea. I would say right now it's a equal session. I mean, both shared in this session after England getting those 2 wickets. That's
Yeah, to be honest,
what I see
yeah.
right now.
And it's a night session, so Australia going to get knocked over in the next. As soon as after tea, Australia's going to get knocked over, and they're going to have a go at the England openers. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, yeah, it was a good spell from Anderson. And Direct Hit says Aussies will look to get past 400 and then declare, put England in the last hour. England will be at least 2 down, if not 3 by the end of the day for sure. I don't think they'll be declared. I think Australia will get knocked over for like 420, and then England will be 2 or 3 down at the end of the day. Correct.
I agree. Yeah.
They just don't have that stability in the team. That is absolutely right. That's a good point you make. And what do you think about it, Jack, about this game?
Yeah, I think it's going well for Australia. I think 400's plenty already. You know, if you concede 400 runs in the first innings, you're pretty much gone. So Australia will be looking to get some quick runs after tea or dinner or whatever it is. And if they get bowled out, so be it. But they've already got 400 runs nearly, so that doesn't matter. So they want to be getting out there and bowling and taking some wickets. So that's the plan for them after this break.
Why don't we call it supper break? Could have been tea break earlier, now supper break, because we're using old English names. So, yeah. Anyways.
I would have liked, though, if Australia did get 450, 500 and put more pressure, but unfortunately, those 2 wickets costed them a lot. I would have liked if they could have won at least the innings, actually, Australia. This was their perfect chance. If they did put a huge score and then put so much pressure on England, because they don't have to bat again. But unfortunately, those 2 dismissals and, the old Jimmy comes back and just bowls those right lengths and just receives both Smith and Carey's dismissal was reckless, I would say. That was unnecessary. He should have kept it on the ground, and that's very unfortunate, though, from Alex Carey, but a good innings overall from him. Yeah.
Yeah. A Direct Hit's been saying, I'm looking forward to jive with the new Cherry. Agree. I can't wait for that. And they can still win by an innings. 400 is a huge one in itself. Well, there was an Ashes test in 2017 where England hit 420 and Australia hit 660. So don't write England off yet, okay? They could make 500, 600. They're not quite that level, but they could make plenty of runs. So I wouldn't doubt it yet. Right, so I think we're going to try and wrap up the stream now. But thank you all for watching. We're actually going to have a couple more minutes left. Jack, your thoughts. We haven't asked you yet. What did you make of these 2 sessions? What are your predictions and everything?
Well, I thought it's been pretty good for Australia today. It's gone to plan. Obviously, Smith, Carey's partnership was good. Labuschagne and Smith's partnership was good. England under pressure, so it's going smoothly for Australia. So I'm predicting in this final session, Australia will probably get over 400 up towards maybe 420, maybe 430. And if they get bowled out, so be it. That's enough. That's plenty. Get out there, get the ball. The brand new pink ball under lights, unleash Jai and Nessa and Stark and see if we can knock over a few wickets before the end of play and really put England under pressure. So I'm really looking forward to what's coming up.
Yeah, definitely. So it's been great having you guys on. Direct Hit keeps interacting, so I'll answer. Root needs support. Opener Burns and Hameen need to dig in. 100%. Aussie command, pretty much. Yeah. No, but I still feel. That's what I said. I said something to him and he said that. I forgot. Sorry, I'm a bit dumb. Yeah. Thank you, Direct Hit, for watching. And you two commentating, Jack and Pawan. So it's Dibbly Dobbly Podcast and Sports Breakdown. So check out those channels. Also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Well, it's been wonderful. It's been a treat having you guys. I believe how lucky I am. And we'll see you at some point. Collaboration, podcasting, or another live stream maybe in the new year, potentially. But thank you. Have a Merry Christmas. Yep. There's my voice again. And yeah, we'll be back with a couple of videos. Well, there will be a couple of videos in between now and the new year. I've got some stuff planned. I have, hang on a minute, on the analog TV, we have, I'm reading, my thoughts on international players in the Big Bash. I'm releasing a video on Monday, if I can remember to do that. And then on Thursday, I'll be doing a Big Bash short. And then for the Boxing Day test, I'll do a match wrap, hopefully, followed up by a YouTube rewind for the end of the year. So that's the rest of the year planned. I look forward to it. I thank you for your company. I'll be back when I'll be back. Thanks for watching.